Do you remember the show
Oh, you're in
Recess?
for a real treat.
Hang on to them hats and glasses, 'cause this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness.
It's the DizPod, where dreams come true. With Corey and Lawrence, we'll explore with you. Feel the magic,
Gets his stuff and gets ready to leave.
the
And I was
joy
like,
and the cheer.
you're leaving?
Together we'll make memories.
And he
year
said that's
after
when he
year.
was like, okay.
Yeah.
Got
So
me.
But, so why'd you pull over then?
I was probably more scared than anything. Pull over.
that's why they chose the music they chose, and that's why that they laid this life out, you know, from birth to death in the show. It's actually much more to it than I think a lot of people realize until we really start to see it more.
I'm going to skip out because I do have to do my football show where I will be picking the Patriots to lose this week. By the way, go Raven, out!
Well, I'll talk to him later. Pete is great. Love Pete.
In the house, sometimes we would have 30.
You had the house to hang out at then.
Ladies and gentlemen, Zach Stevens.
What's up, guys?
Welcome.
I just said, let's go live on YouTube. People might like to see that. Believe it or not, that first night we got 1,000 people watching. I don't know.
Hello and welcome to the DizPod, everyone. We have some special guests in the studio. Finley's joining us from in the back of the studio, I can see over there. But welcome, everyone. We do this live because we do it for you, and we are all darker than we were the last time you saw us. We've got more vitamin D.
Some of us more than others.
And listen, we had an amazing cruise, and we're about to cover that all with you. We miss you all. Feels like it's been a couple of weeks, but we're happy to do this for you all. And for anyone listening later on Spotify, Apple, iHeart, and Amazon, we're so glad that you follow us there as well. And if there's any way to leave comments and all that stuff, get a like and all that stuff, do it for us. It really helps. I see David T is in the chat, and I just want to thank him one more time from the bottom of our hearts. What an Amazed Is thing. It really excited us and meant a lot to us for him to leave us a gift. And Lawrence got the same. He got the Cloudum, which is so cool. And we will feature that in the first vlog that drops tomorrow. We will be premiering day one on the Fantasy tomorrow. And how cool is that? Catherine is holding it up, and you can just see the cloudy, sparkly smoke of the Cloudum. So
in the kitchen.
Yes. So
Now
It's still cold from the fridge.
here we go.
So we have another guest coming on the show to talk about their
I
trip.
can't hear Lawrence at the moment, so you keep talking, and I'll just go out and come back in.
We have another guest coming in on the show tonight to talk about their experience. They also are a first-time Disney cruiser, but they're an avid cruiser. So we definitely want to get their experience. And so let's bring in the moderator extraordinaire who joined us on this trip. Well, we should say we probably joined her because she had
her trip.
Yeah, she had booked already. So let's bring in Sharon. Sharon, hello. Welcome.
Or should I say, ahoy, mateys?
Exactly. So let me ask this, because it's funny. You and Corey and Steve and family and Greg and Eve had all booked this trip before we went on our first Disney cruise.
Oh, it was before?
It was before.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
because
so.
when we were taking off, I asked Corey, what ship are you getting on next, so that I could look at, should we do another cruise? So what was it like for you deciding to do a Disney cruise finally? And tell us how many cruises you've been on, how long have you been an avid cruiser, that kind of thing.
Well, this these are all my room cards from every cruise I've taken.
No way.
Cruises. I have a whole bag. They were refrigerator magnets. I put magnets on the back.
Okay.
So I have them all.
Okay.
So I've been on over 20 cruises, but I never sailed on Disney before. And when Corey first started talking about the cruise, you know, I made a comment to him one day like, oh, is this for everybody or just like a set group? And he goes, no, you should come. And so he gave me the name of his travel agent, and that's who I booked with. I don't know if Steve used the same travel agent that Corey and I used, but she was great. She was great, and she helped arrange everything, made it go very smoothly.
And do you normally use travel agents for your other cruises, or is it kind of hit or miss?
It's hit or miss. You know, I have, and then there's some cruises I booked myself, but because I do a lot of research online.
Mm-hmm.
But this one, I kind of wanted to somehow link together with the group. So I figured it would be better to use the same travel agent. And it was funny because when I first called her and I said, you know, I have friends that are going on the cruise, and she goes, oh, is that Corey? She knew right away. So yeah, she really helped pull everything together.
And so just so people are aware, so I used a different travel agent, but after everything was booked and everything was settled and finalized, but before the cruise, I called Disney and they linked us all together.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason you want to do that is even if you're in different rooms or you booked at different times or you booked with different agents, you will all be able to sit together. So we were able to sit together at dinner every night, and we'll talk about the rotational dining coming up here soon. So you took a Disney trip before your cruise and then took the Disney shuttle to the cruise line. Have you left from Port Canaveral before?
Never.
Never. Okay.
No.
So the port itself was new for you.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I sailed from Miami and Fort Lauderdale because even before I lived in Florida, we sailed out of South Florida. And now I live in South Florida. So Fort Lauderdale and Miami are within an hour from where I live. It's much more convenient for me.
Mm-hmm. And so, Corey, you drove to the port. Did you drive from home or were you staying on property first?
We were staying on property the night before we checked into the Signia by Hilton at Bonnet Creek, which is the first time we've ever stayed there, which was fine. It was not a bad spot. We got a free cabana. I should say we stayed with Greg, and he got a free cabana just because by the pool. So we did that, and it was about what was it? Was it an hour and 45? Or no, it was like 45, 50 minutes drive to Port Canaveral from there. So I think that's something we would certainly look at doing again. Or when we leave from Port Canaveral to just stay at Disney and really cut the time down. So
yeah,
we did like that part.
Great drive. I mean, I wasn't driving. I took the Disney shuttle. But if I remember correctly, it's a pretty straight drive. Once you leave Disney property, you're really just heading down the one highway, I think.
Yeah, once you get on that particular route, which I'm not sure what that route is, it was like, what, 50 plus miles on that route till you got there.
We jumped on that right from over near Springs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now our shuttle got stuck with the drawbridge was up. Did you guys get stuck with that?
No. Must have gone back down by the time we got there, because I think you guys were about maybe 35 minutes ahead of us or something.
From the talks that Tammy and I were having in the background, she did say that you guys would be there around 10:45.
Yeah.
And we got there at like 10:30.
Got it.
You guys were a little bit behind us, not too far though.
Okay. And so one thing that I didn't realize is that Disney is the only cruise line that announces you getting on the ship.
Oh my God, Sharon was so cute when she came out and she said, "That was the best." I don't remember exactly what she said, but she was so excited about it. She's like, "I've never had that before."
On all the cruises that I've been on, they never, when you get on the Disney ship, somebody that asks your name and the crew is lined up and they applaud you in. And I was like, man, I want that all the time. I want to go to Publix and have them applaud me in.
And now on aisle 7, Sharon.
Yeah. Sharon walked into Target, nobody applauded, and she just walked right out. She was like, "This is not the place for me."
Why am I even here?
So, so what is it? So you both have been on different cruise lines, right? Corey, you were on Royal Caribbean.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Sharon's been on all of them.
Well, almost. I've been on Carnival, Royal, Celebrity, Princess, and now Disney.
Okay. And so what is it like what was it like walking onto that ship and seeing the atrium and you getting the welcome and all that? How was that experience?
It was a great experience. It was very easy to just walk in there. Of course, after they applauded you, you're on your own, but it was a beautiful atrium. And I was really impressed by, not that I've had bad crew members on other cruises, but I thought the level of service and friendliness was above some of the other cruise lines I've been on.
Got it.
What did you think? What were your feelings when you first entered and saw the atrium? Lean forward a little bit.
It was great when they just announced our name.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
Oh, I mean, I've seen it on other vlogs, so it wasn't a surprise to me. I couldn't wait for that. I thought that was just a really nice touch. But I told Lawrence, once I passed that and I saw the mini statue and the atrium, I think I said some words under my breath that I can't repeat just because it blew me away. Like, it's beautiful and we're here. I have seen this on videos for several years and it is right in front of me. It's kind of like your heart skips a beat for a second and you're like, whoa, I'm really here. And that gives me the chills saying that now. So that was a really impactful moment for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was really beautiful in there.
And even for us, we went on the Dream last year in October, and the Dream is the sister ship to the Fantasy. Like, it's identical. I'm trying to think of anything that might have been a little bit different, and I can't think of anything that was different at all. But even for us, you walk on that ship and you have the scent. If anybody knows, right? You go on to Pirates, you get that smell of Pirates. The confectionery, you can buy it at Magic Candle Company. You can use Corey's affiliate link.
That's right. Is it 20% off, 15% off?
That's right. And your home can smell like the confectionery. But I had to look it up when I got home. They do have the cruise ship scent. So I will have to order that because it's just something about walking on that ship and smelling that scent and being like, I'm home. This is where I belong. And so what did you guys do, Corey and Tammy, after you got on the ship? You did the welcoming, you kind of see the atrium. What was your plan after that?
Definitely plan was to go up to the deck 11 and get some lunch.
We did.
And we did. We all got together first and got together on the ship app. Some of us had difficulties getting connected.
Yeah, Jacob did.
Especially Jacob, but we figured it out in the end, which was very, very helpful. But we went upstairs and got some lunch and took a good look at the buffet and Nemo themed, which is really nice. The mural on the wall is really nice, made up of like little.
Oh yes.
What do you call that? Little square pieces.
Mosaic.
Whatever it is. Yeah, mosaic.
Yeah.
And they had a ton of food up there. There was a lot to choose from. No one could walk away unsatisfied with the variety. That's for sure. So we did that, and from there, did we? Well, we went to our room first. Yeah, we went to our room first.
At that point, Jacob's phone finally worked.
Got our key cards.
He was really the only one that wasn't working, and one of the cast members really just took his phone and took it over and really got it working.
Got it fixed. But we did the room tour. We vlogged it, and then we went upstairs and had some lunch, and it was pretty good.
I had that same experience with the Wi-Fi, and it was Greg and I went over to guest services, and somebody helped us both at the same time, and he walked us right through it. But I don't know about you, but I had terrible Wi-Fi through the whole trip, and I don't know why.
I don't think it was you. I don't. It was all of us, and I tried to learn some tricks being a live streamer. You know, you find ways, and I had some issues, but I solved them pretty quickly most of the time by just hitting airplane mode and off, or hit Wi-Fi off and on, and then close the app and open it, and then boom, there you
I
go.
had to do that every time.
Yeah.
Just about.
And so the reason that that's important, the app that Corey's talking about, the Navigator app was, so if you are on a ship and you don't pay for an internet package through your provider, or by the ship's Wi-Fi, which some in our party did. So a few, as Steve.
Did you guys disconnect too? We did.
We did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we did. And so if you don't do that, you're only going to be able to converse with people through iMessage or WhatsApp. However, if you're on the ship, and this was really good for not only your own family, but there were 16 of us, I think. So Greg, in the Navigator app, in the Disney Cruise Line Navigator app, you actually can start a group chat with your entire group. And so all 16 of us were in this group chat. So when we were saying, oh, we're meeting for dinner here, or we're going to go up here, or even out on the island when it worked, we were able to talk to each other and understand what each of us was doing. So I thought that was really good that Greg thought to set up that group chat immediately. Yes. And that helped immensely through the entire process, through the entire cruise.
Mm-hmm. It really did. And you know, Tammy and I have talked about this before since we've been back. As valuable as that was, when we even no matter how big the islands were or the ship, we always ran into somebody. If I was just up on deck 11 grabbing an ice cream, you know, oh, here comes Jillian's boyfriend. Here comes Steve around the corner with another cone. Oh, there's Lawrence passing by. Oh, here comes Jay. Hey, how's it going? Where are you off to? Like, we just ran into each other. And you guys got onto the island before us, onto Castaway, and you know, we wanted to, I know Catherine was waiting to do the 5K. We jumped right in. I'm like, I guess we're on our own today, and we started the 5K, and all of a sudden we hear living in Diz, and Jay's yelling at us, and you guys are right there. So yeah, we were always together.
Yeah, and the
app helped a lot.
The app does help a lot, and I think what's nice about a cruise like that, especially with that many people. So if anybody knows, in February of 22, I planned a trip for 18 of us to Disney. Trying to corral that many people to do, you know, something was to do anything was difficult. So the good thing is, what I learned before that trip was have the times that you're going to do things together, and then everybody does, you know, kind of what they wanted to. And I think we also accomplished that as well. Like, we all had dinner together. We all did certain things together. The majority of us went to the shows together, but there were times when we just kind of went off on our own, and we said, okay, we'll meet you here or there or wherever. So let's talk about the first night and dinner. And so our first dinner was at Animator's Palette, which is kind of like Turtle Talk with Crush. So Crush comes up and he talks to you, and then he'll walk away. He had a great conversation with Catherine.
Amazing. I was not expecting to have like a whole conversation with him, because we last time we weren't sitting along the edge. So if you're like sitting in the middle of the room, you don't get that same interaction. And also, I think that was my birthday night.
Yep. So we had gone upstairs.
So we only came downstairs, and I think we maybe had dessert or maybe not because we were so full from Palo. But it was so cool. Like he came on over and he's like, "Hey, you! I see you with the what did he call them?
I can't remember.
The sonars on your head." And I'm like, "Oh, you talking about me?" And I like touch my ears, and he's like, "Yeah, you. What's your name?" And I'm like, "Oh my god, you were interacting with me." Okay, because it was like you said, like turtle talk.
Yeah.
With
So all of you know that Catherine makes my shirts, the majority of my shirts. I counted them the other day. I have 60 Disney button downs.
How many did I make?
Whoa.
That's what I was wondering. How many did she make?
At least 2/3 of them. Yeah, at least 2/3 of them.
And one of them I didn't even make for him. He just stole.
It's a lot of white thread.
It was
a lot of white thread.
I made it for Jay.
Oh, so
brave one. The
it wasn't a surprise to get a new shirt, right? So
yes, I planned it perfectly.
It was to me.
So I get a new shirt and she pulls it out and I'm like, all right, I'll wear this to dinner. And so this is the shirt that she made for me.
And I was very nonchalant about it because you were like, when am I going to wear that shirt? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, why don't you wear it the first day?
Yeah. So I was like, okay.
Girls are sneaky.
So I get downstairs and who was the first person that came up? Was it Steve?
Greg was already sitting there.
Oh, Greg was already sitting there.
Greg was already sitting there. And so what was funny about that is that I'm surprised that when I gave Greg his shirt, which by the way, Tammy, you got to tell the story about the whole how you got Greg to wear it. But how I gave him his shirt, we were all about to go into our room and Greg was walking in one direction and we were walking in the other. And I said, "Hey, hold on a second." And Lawrence actually walked away. I was surprised that you didn't like stand around and wait. So I just gave him his shirt and I start digging and they all look the same. Obviously, look at that guy wearing it. So they all look exactly the same. And I'm just like digging through shirts and I'm like, oh, I think it's this one. And no, this is the one that I have for Steve. No, this one. It's this one. And it was literally at the very bottom. Why did I plan it that way? I don't know. But finally I got it to him and he showed up to dinner first. So he was sitting down when we got there.
Okay.
Yeah, he was sitting with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so there was a whole fiasco about the seats because we were a group of 16 and we barely fit in the space, and our server was going to have us split tables, and there were going to be like 12 at one table, 4 at another, and it's not really what we had planned on. And then the head server, Kamar, his name is, came over and he was like, no, we got this. And he moved tables around, got us all seated at the same table, which I think was very important for 2 reasons. One, it was the first night.
Right.
Well, 3 reasons. One, it was the first night. 2, it kind of set the tone for the rest of the cruise. And 3, Corey shows up wearing the same shirt that I have, or really the same shirt that Greg has, because Greg was there first. And then
you guys all just matched Greg.
Right. And then in walks Steve. In walks Jay. Or Jay went up to get his.
So, okay. So you, Tammy, you had them come out together and Corey and Jacob were already wearing the same shirt. So how did you bypass that? Like when they put the shirts on, they found out they looked the same. They didn't have any questions about it?
I think you had questions when I was measuring Jacob when your mom was here. He was like, why do you need the measurements? Is Catherine up to something? I'm like, nope.
And I just let that go. I figured it might be something, but I didn't think it was to this magnitude.
Well, the hardest part was Greg's shirt, because what I had to do was, how was I going to get Greg's measurements for a shirt? Because his wife, Marissa, didn't go on the cruise. It was just Greg and his daughter, Eve. Mm-hmm. So I reached out to Marissa on Instagram, and then she got back to me and said he wears a large.
It was like a week later or something
it was
like
a week later. So I was like, oh no. So I went to Catherine. I was like, he wears a large. Make it work. I don't know. And she was like, large? Oh, great. I can
Yeah, because I didn't have to like cut out another
like,
pattern. If it was a large or a medium, I was like, great, I got it. Because I already have large cut out for like Corey and Lawrence from before. And then now Lawrence is a medium. So I have mediums cut out. So I was like, good. And I had just made that a shirt. So I had to cut out a different size for him. So I was like, oh, it's like 38 pages or something like that I have to print and cut and tape and then cut around. It was too much. So I was like, as long as he's large, perfect.
But the funniest was Steve when he came to the table and he saw Corey wearing the shirt. He goes, "Hey, you wearing my shirt? Hey, hey."
Well, first of all, with Greg, we were at the DVC lounge and you and Jacob got up to get a drink. And I looked at him. I said, Catherine's going to be handing you a shirt. Don't ask any questions. Put it on when we tell you to.
Did he tell you?
Like,
Did he tell you about that though? Because when I was digging for the shirts to try and find it for him, he was like not looking. He was trying not to. He was like looking away, and I asked him, like, "Oh, what did Tammy tell you?" And he's like, "She just said, put this on. Don't ask questions." And I know it's got to be something crazy because Marissa's done this to me before.
Oh,
so he was kind of like on the up and up about it.
Yeah, and then that first night for our dinner, we saw him around 5 p.m. And our dinner was 5:45, and he still didn't have the shirt on. I looked at him. I said, "Where's your shirt?"
I would know, Tammy. I was
like,
sweating
no,
bullets. I was
worry.
like, I hope none of these guys come in outside of dinner with this shirt on. So when we saw him at the DVC lounge, I was like, oh, he better not be wearing that shirt. And then Steve was supposed to come. And I was like, oh, I really hope he's not wearing this shirt. So I was glad that nobody wore it until dinner.
And you know what's funny?
I got the video of the reveal, but everybody came in at different times.
Yeah.
I showed my friend that picture that you put up before with everybody in front of the statue. And my friend said, "What are they, all crew members?" No.
Oh, everybody loved your matching shirts too.
Yeah, they did. People stopped us in the lobby and all that. It was really cool. Side note, one guy just met Lawrence and I think on night 1, and he just commented on the shirts. And we talked about having a podcast and some YouTube channels and all that. That guy found us every night.
Yeah.
Wanted to talk about the shirt he was wearing and the shirt I was wearing.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. That guy, it became a whole thing, which is, you're on a ship with what do we think? 2,000 other people?
I heard 1,000 something. And I was like, oh, that's not as many.
I think it's more than that because I think there were 1,500 crew members.
There was,
1,500 crew members. So it had to have been maybe 20 because maybe the total was 4,000.
There was less. I feel like there was less people in our last cruise, and we're constantly running into people.
Yeah.
So I think this crew had a little bit more people, and it was also out of school time, so you probably had a lot more families with kids than when.
The school started Monday here for us.
Here for the South. I wonder too, the way that the Disney ships, or at least this one, was designed, it's kind of like everything centralized to one area, so maybe it's easier to run into people, right? I mean, you got midship with the atrium, and then you go up to deck 11, that's all right there, and everything else is rooms compared to maybe some other companies like Royal and all that design their ships a little bit differently, maybe. And maybe that's why we run into each other a lot.
Well, you're right. And then like all the kids stuff is on deck 5, and all of the lounges are on deck 4, and the adult area is on deck 12. And so, that you are in those pockets. And so when you want to do, the pools, the family pools, you're essentially going to be on deck 11. When you want to grab something quick serve for lunch, you're going to be on deck 11 in that one area. So you're right. You're going to run into to people for sure. Since everyone meets at the elevators. Yeah, we definitely had that happen. Excuse me. So tell us about dinner. What did you think about the rotational dining, the food, the fact that that your soda and drinks are included, non-alcoholic. So tell us what's that, because that's a little different than Royal Caribbean or really any other cruise line. So both of you tell us. We'll start with Sharon.
Yeah, start with Sharon.
It is different because on other cruise lines, you have to pay for a soda package or drink package to get soft drinks. And this is just what you need on Disney Cruise to give kids more sugar.
That's how they stay up till midnight at that kids club.
Give them all the soda ice cream they could eat and have them run around and see Mickey Mouse. That's, but that's different. And also on other cruise lines, you get assigned a table in a dining room, and that's your table.
Mm-hmm.
It's one dining room. And whether you have, a set time, or some ships have anytime dining where you could go whenever you want to between a certain time frame, it's still one main dining room. Here, it was a little different to go one night you're in Animated Palette, the next night you're in, Royal Court, let's say, or it just was very, very different. Not what I'm used to.
And so I'll put up some of the pictures. I will not remember which dish was which and what came from what.
I had that dish. That was cooked shrimp with like some linguine, little spinach on top, and some scallops.
It looked really good.
Specifically, the best part of that was the shrimp, and the linguine was fine. I like a thicker sauce, so that would have made it better. I don't think I'm a big scallop person, but they were fine. I'm not a scallop expert, but the shrimp was really good. So that plate, I don't remember what I rated it at that time, but I probably would have given that maybe a 3.5, 3.75 at the most for that. What did you think about the overall experience and eating at a specific time, and just overall, what did you think of the food, that kind of thing?
Oh, good.
Well, it was nice to have a drink package because we didn't have that on Royal for soft drinks anyway. It was lemonade and fruit punch or water.
Tea, coffee.
Tea, yeah, stuff like that. I mean, if you wanted to get a soda, that was a package that you had to purchase.
With Royal, yeah.
With Royal. As far as the food, the timing, I think I liked Royal better. What's it called? My Time
Dining.
My Time Dining, where you could just go eat when you're ready. Like, let's say you want to spend a little bit more time on an island, or if you want to spend a little bit more time at the pool, you can do that and still go to dinner. You don't have to be there at like 5:45. I think that was a little tough. I just felt like maybe rushed, because if you're coming back from an island, or even our first day, it was get on a ship, have lunch, then there was a sail away party, then to the room, change, and then it was dinner. Where if you had like the My Time dinner, maybe you could have spent a little bit more time exploring or something, and then eat a little later. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you hit that on the head. If I have the choice, I do like the My Time Dining better. We did it on Royal 2 years ago, and even if you get up there and there's quite a line, they are in tune with that, and
they fit you in.
Yeah, they fit you in. If you're scheduled for deck 2, and they feel like it's going to be more than 10-15 minutes for you, they'll send you up to deck 3, and you'll be seated right away. So that part was really good. It's not that we got to dinners too late. I mean, I think there's maybe once or twice we got there at like 6 instead of 5:45. But
it's just a schedule thing. Because sometimes you're not always ready for dinner at 5:45.
Exactly.
Yeah. You might not remember exactly what you loved and what you didn't about food, but were there some things that you did love, and I know there were things that you weren't crazy about. But did you love anything?
I just felt the food was bland. I don't. I just remember the food on Royal. I loved everything, the desserts, the entrees. I just felt things were just lacking a little taste, spice. I mean, I don't know. And I'm a plain eater, so.
You know what?
Yeah, I felt the same way. I felt like the steaks didn't really have seasoning to them.
They didn't, or sauces or anything like that to
Yeah.
go with it.
You know what I noticed is that it was inconsistent. Like Greg had the stuffed pork chop. He said it was inedible. It was too dry. He couldn't eat it. And like, I think, Catherine, you had that and you enjoyed yours. So it was not even consistent amongst the people at the same table.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, like I had the sirloin the first time a few of us did at Animator's Palette, and I'm just going along eating it, but it wasn't medium rare. It was cooked a little too much and it was dry. But some of you had turned around and ordered what was
Tenderloin.
that?
Tenderloin.
What was it?
So good.
Tenderloin. So I got the tenderloin, and the
great.
tenderloin was really good, and it was highly rated by our table. So definitely inconsistencies across the board. It's just, for Disney, you have higher standards, and we were definitely keeping a mental scorecard on everything, that we did in comparison, as this was our second cruise, but our first Disney, and we've had one Royal under our belt. And I think that Royal wins the award for food overall. But there were, especially, I went back and I'm reviewing video because I'm currently editing our series, our cruise series. And I did find some things. I would have maybe forgotten this, but there are some 5 out of 5s that I did give for certain dishes. So there were some really highs and a lot of mids, I would say. I wouldn't say anything was terrible besides, maybe that steak being dry. But I think everything was just kind of like a 3.5.
Yeah.
For the most part. But there were some 5s.
Except for the tenderloin, there was nothing that I could say, oh, that was really great. I just thought, well, Jill said it. Your daughter said the food was just mediocre. And I think that's the way to describe it. It wasn't like the high quality that we expected. I've known people that went on other Disney cruises, albeit a number of years ago, and said, oh, the food is the best you'll find in any cruise line. So I went in with high hopes thinking, oh, this food is going to blow me away. And then it was like, not so much.
I think it was overcooked because Tony and I got the jerk chicken, and that was a bit chewy. And I don't remember what night it was, but she got some kind of steak. And I looked over at her plate, and it was like well done. Like it was dry. So maybe just overcooked. I'm not.
Well, it's the blandness too, and we do have a friend of the channel, J Dubs, who I talked to yesterday, and I didn't even talk about this, but she said I found the food on the Wish bland, and I was like, oh.
And she went a couple days after us.
So did we. Now, this strikes a chord with me here in chat. Jill Watrick says, I found that the food on the Treasure was phenomenal. Absolutely no complaints. So the newer, bigger ships are higher standards. So I wanted to point that out because we talked about this on the ship and talked with Greg. And I feel like I talked to Lawrence about this too. Like, why are it seems like the older ships don't get everything that the newer ships do. So is there something to that? There's something to it. So is it that, hey, we need to really put the extra effort and money into the newer ships, and we'll slack a little bit on the older ships? What do you think, Lawrence?
I don't think it's that. I think what it is, having been on the Dream and the Fantasy, which are sister ships, they were very different in the entertainment. They were very different I shouldn't say very different, but they were somewhat different in the I don't want to say the friendliness to make it sound like the cast members weren't friendly. They were very friendly, but on the Dream, they seemed to go out of their way. And so I think it's the same thing. Like if you go to a Publix near Sharon or near Corey or near us, because we have Publix here, they're going to be different. Even though they are Publix, that key lime pie may be a little bit different because they're used to doing it down there, but maybe they're not used to doing it up here. Or it's the simple fact that you have a different store manager at this Publix than you do at the other Publix. So I think that's really what it is. I don't think that they like drop their standards on the older ones because they have new people, or that they maybe they put their newer people on the newer ships, and or the older people on the newer ships, and the new people go to the older ships. You know what I'm saying? And I say that because when on one of our groups on Facebook, somebody had asked who was the cruise director on the Fantasy, and I said, oh, it was Joel. He was phenomenal. And somebody chimed in and said, yeah, I just had him on the Magic in February, and you're right, the entertainment was top notch. So I think it really has to do a lot with who the leader is. So who's the cruise director, who is the executive chef on that ship, and I think that really sets the tone for the entire cruise. You know, had we had whoever the executive chef was on the Dream on this cruise, probably would have gotten a very different standard.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point, because I have known of creators to follow chefs around Walt Disney World. So you've had, right? You remember we've had a phenomenal chef might have been at Chefs de France at some point. Then they leave, and a new chef comes in. That happened, and we felt like the quality or just the style of which they made certain dishes went down. But then you find out, oh, that guy went to such and such a restaurant in Hollywood Studios. You go there, all of a sudden that food is better than it was.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah, they might be at the mercy a little bit of the head chef.
Yeah.
So it's almost like, I don't know if you can follow the chefs around the ships, but if you could, that might behoove you to do so.
I'm sure for foodies that have done 30 cruises, they probably do that.
But they also have different food, right? They
Sure.
have different menus. The restaurants are different. So it might be just a matter of, you know, the way this beef tenderloin is done is better than that one. It's got different spices and whatnot. So maybe that plays into it a lot as well, because these ships are, I mean, how old is the Fantasy?
It's like early 2010s, right?
Yeah, I would say maybe
2013 or something.
I feel like it might be 17. Maybe it started in 09.
So, I mean, the foods that you used to be eating 15 years ago, you might not find as good as the foods that you're eating now because your palate has changed. And you've learned to try new different things. So maybe they're just trying new different things in the newer ships that are just, I mean, I wouldn't know because we haven't been on the newer ships.
Yeah, sure.
But I'd like to and find out.
Me loving food, surprise. I felt it difficult to, even when ordering, to find things that made me say, ooh, yes on this menu tonight. It was hard to choose things that I think I might like based on the description of them.
Loyal though too, I felt like it was more variety. Where this cruise, I felt like, was it the sirloin steak? Wasn't it on at least 2 of the 3 nights on their menu? Where
Sirloin and asparagus was on every single night.
Where Royal just had something different every night. Like they didn't repeat a dish.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do feel like they had little choice for kids. I know that some kids are picky and they like what they like, but it's like it was the same food for kids every single day. It was always mac and cheese. Was it salmon? Salmon with fries, or what was the other thing?
Was there pasta?
Oh,
was it spaghetti?
No.
Yeah, there was a pasta with the red
maybe
sauce.
and then it was the pasta with fries.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. Pirate Night, they got the same thing. Enchanted Garden, they got the same thing. And I know that kids are picky and they like what they like, but maybe one day do chicken with the French fries instead of salmon.
Kids like steak too. You know, they could have a kid steak dinner.
And it's funny because we were talking about that at work and how my coworker had said that when she was a kid, they never let her have steak, and how it's funny because they went to a steakhouse for her husband's birthday or something. And I was like, oh, did you bring your daughter? And she's like, no, she's 2. I'm not going to give her steak. I didn't have steak when I was a kid. And I'm like, Finley had a filet mignon when she was 9 months old.
Yeah.
So, or 8, because it was on your
It was
birthday.
my birthday, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't get this whole like, and it's funny because with her being so picky, it's funny that I feel this way, but I don't understand not giving your kids different foods. Okay, so maybe they won't like it, but at least they'll try it. You never know. I tell Finley all the time, I'm like, how do you know you like cup noodle soup? Because you tried it one day and you realized you like it. So you never know. We went to, what's the restaurant in Epcot at where Soren is?
Sunshine?
So
Garden Grill.
No, downstairs.
Sunshine.
Yeah.
Sunshine
so we
Season.
went there and she looked at the menu. She's like, I want that chicken. It was salmon. But I was like, all right, girl, I'm gonna get you the chicken. Got her the chicken. She ate it, loved it. Halfway through her eating it, she's like, I like this chicken. And I'm like, no, Finley, that's salmon. So now she knows she likes salmon. So it's kind of like, you got to give your kids different things. Otherwise, they're always going to eat fries and chicken nuggets.
But you know what I found was really strange? Like, up on deck 11, not where the buffet was, the other side, you had flows. So you had a window where you could get pizza, another one you could get hamburgers and hot dogs, another one you could get tacos and taco bowls, and then the last one was sandwiches and salads and fruit. So there's pizza there. Why can't they put pizza on the kids' menu?
Pizza. Yes. Yeah. Have one night where it's pizza.
Right. The kids would love that. They would pick that in a heartbeat. Burgers, give them a burger.
Yeah.
It's available. It's not like they don't have it on the ship. They had it. And I got to tell you, those taco bowls, those are really good. That I would have given a 5 out of a 5 because I thought the quality of that was excellent.
Agreed.
Kids like tacos also. So I'm agreeing with you that there should definitely have been more variety on the kids' menus. They have it available on the ship.
And you know what was one thing I'm sure you guys noticed? I think it was the last night when we ate at Royal Garden or Royal Court. We brought our own food from Flo's for Finley.
Yes.
She was getting
I didn't even notice that.
While she was getting her hair braided, I went to Flo's and I got her a big old plate of fries because that's all she wanted to eat. And the fries that they have in the restaurants, all of them are steak fries. She doesn't like steak fries. She likes, as she calls them, skinny fries. So like, the McDonald's style fries.
Yeah.
So she tried them. Where did we go that she ate steak fries and she really liked them to the point that I actually bought steak fries and I have a bag of steak fries in the fridge that I guess now she won't eat. But we ended up just bringing her a plate of fries because they didn't have anything that she would eat. One day she did eat the macaroni and cheese, which is crazy. She doesn't like macaroni and cheese that much.
Well, she made that clear one night. She said she liked the macaroni, but not the sauce.
That's right.
Yeah, she doesn't like cheese.
Yeah, she didn't like cheese, but she likes mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Hey,
Just
by the way,
she doesn't like cheese, but she loves pizza.
Right.
She asked Lawrence to order pizza last night for dinner, and she said, "Can I have this, this, and this, but no cheese?" And I'm like, "Okay, girl, there was cheese on it."
Yeah. By the way, the background is a video that I took. It's actually from our room.
That's awesome. Okay, good to know because I see the ship in the back and I'm like, that looks a lot like the ship that was out there.
Yeah.
For a while.
Yeah, so that was taken off of I forget what night it was. Was that the last night? I think it was last.
Yeah, I think it was the last night.
Yeah. So
hold on, before you move on about something else, while we're on the topic of food, I am a little bit upset though, because they do have this bring the cup. But if you buy a cup on the first night of like an alcoholic drink, it was $14, $17 maybe. And
I think it was 17.
Yeah, I think it was $17. And you get this alcoholic drink. It was just fine. It wasn't like the best mixed drink I've ever had. It was like a frozen daiquiri or something. Every day you can bring that cup and you get a drink of the day. Whatever that drink that day is, they refill your cup with that drink of the day, and you only have to pay $6 for the alcoholic drink.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It was a deal because it normally would be $14 to $17.
Yeah.
So if that's something that people care about, if they drink a lot of alcohol, that's literally the only alcoholic drink I had the entire trip. Oh, no. This one is alcohol free, but they do make one with alcohol that I had at the DVC lounge. So I had a glass of that.
Yeah. And so
Go on.
let's talk about the entertainment. Well, let's start with the Let's Set Sail party. What did you think of that party?
Well, you know, as park goers, it was definitely up to Disney standards. It was up to the standards of like we were watching Mickey's French Affair at Magic Kingdom. That happens multiple times a day. You know, to see the characters is always exciting, and the dance routines were great. The music was very Disney-esque. And so it was a 5 out of 5 for me. It was a lot of fun and really exciting. And then we realized we're moving. We actually are moving now.
We got up there early though. We got up there a good 30 to 45 minutes, so you can be like somewhat in the front to get a good view. But that's something you don't get at Royal. You don't get a sail away. So it was good. It was fun.
If you weren't in, like you were in the middle area where you were filming, you were on the outskirts. Like when I was trying to get in there, I couldn't get into the middle. I was in the outskirts. You can't see a thing.
Yeah.
So when you're on the outside of it, you can't even see the big screen above where they were dancing. So it wasn't really conducive for everybody to watch the sail away.
Yeah.
I think, and people pile in up top, right on deck 12 too. But if you're in the back, the best bet I think is to try to get up to deck 12, so you can look over the railing and try to get a better look.
But even it was like too crowded to get up there.
So, like Tammy said, I think you got to be up there about an hour ahead of time.
We got up there early.
Yeah, I was actually surprised I know at least in this one, I think I felt the same thing in the dream too, that there weren't more people there, right? I'm used to Happily Ever After and the first Starlight, and you got to get there, you know, if you want that premium prime location, you got to get there very early. And with however many people there were on the ship, I expected it to be a lot more full than it actually was.
Okay, so look at it this way. So we met this couple. We didn't meet them, but there was this couple in the Match Your Mate game, 18 plus game, and they had been on, I think it was 12 different Disney cruises. 10 of them have been on the Fantasy. They just love the Fantasy so much that they just keep going on it over and over and over again. So after 9 cruises, do you really want to see the sail away party, or would you prefer to go do something else that you don't normally get to do, or that it's usually really crowded and now isn't because everybody's over there?
That's
so
true.
It might be a lot of that. You might have a lot of people that just sail a lot, or you might have people like Sharon who got there and was like, I can't see anything, so I'm just going to go do something else. So it might be a lot of that.
That's true. That's a good point. And you know, you bring up the fact that Fantasy is their favorite ship. So I have a friend, his name is Brian, who his family's name is actually on Castaway Cay because he's a platinum Castaway Club member. And he has been on every ship except for the Adventure, and has stayed in every tower suite except for the Adventure. And he says that the Fantasy is his favorite ship.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be the most popular ship of people that have cruised multiple, and I don't know why. I'd like to know why.
I know why.
It tells me, it makes you question what's wrong with the other ships.
Okay, so I know why. I asked on this like Disney Cruise Line Facebook group, I asked, there's this couple, went on a bunch of cruises, prefer the fantasy. What makes you go on a ship over and over and over again rather than trying out the 8 other ships that, and plus that are coming? Why one over the other? And a lot of people say that they go for the itinerary and length of time, and usually that makes the ship pick itself. If they wanted to do a 7-day cruise, they only had the fantasy available. So a lot of people, they come from far away. They don't want to come for a 3 or 4 night cruise. They want to do a long time, and they could only go on the fantasy because at that point, only the fantasy had 7-night cruises available. It's been out for a while, so for a lot of them, it just feels like home. So they just keep coming back. They also like the shows, and they like the ports wherever it stops. So that is the reason why a lot of people keep going back on the fantasy. I personally want to try them all before I repeat another one. I am a little bit sad though, because in that post, a lot of people were saying that they don't like the Wish class of cruises, and I'm like, okay, I'll find out for myself why that is, because I still want to try them all and see.
Yeah, but you guys did what? The Dream?
Yeah,
we did the Dream, which is
that in the Wish class?
No, it's identical.
No,
to
it's
the
identical to
fantasy.
the fantasy. They just have different.
I will say this: I don't know how many. I know one thing that other ships can't beat that don't have this size theater, but the movie theater was gorgeous.
Wow.
That was the first time
it was one of the nicest movie theaters I've ever been in. It was so beautiful. The walls, the chandelier, it was huge. And I thought the screen was big. Those are some photos I took of it. I thought the screen was big during trailers because they actually played trailers. Then when it opened up, Jacob, Tammy, and I saw an 11:45 showing of PM of Mandalorian, and look at that screen.
It was beautiful.
Just crazy. And if you look close enough in the 4th row to the right side, you see a little body there. There was a little girl, probably Finley's age, that was out cold. It took me like 45 seconds to wake her up. I'm like, honey, it's time to go.
She was by herself. It was Finley's age?
It was like 12:30 or whatever in the morning. Whatever it was, 1 in the morning. Yeah, just all there by herself. But
So this could be
the theater was. I know. Now that we saw one, I wish we would have had time to watch another one. I mean, there was time, but there was other things to do. So next time, if we're ever on the fantasy, or another ship that has that size theater, I'd love to see another movie.
We saw Toy Story and it was fantastic, and we were all the way off to like the side corner of the then like 4 rows back or something like that. So we were close and off to the side, and it was great. I even cried.
Because they also the
because of the movie, not because of we were sitting.
Because you can see that it's not right up. The screen's not right up on the edge of the stage. It's recessed. So even if you are in that 5th, I think we were 5th, because there's those 4 seats all together.
Okay,
that's where we were. So we're in 5th row, but still didn't feel too close because of how recessed it is. So. Okay, so let's talk about the entertainment then. So you saw Mando and Grogu there. We watched Toy Story 5 there, which was we didn't even step foot into the theater when we were on the Dream. So I was really glad that we found some time to do that.
I was not getting off that ship without watching Toy Story because I specifically knew that was one thing that I wanted to do, because I wanted to do it on the last ship, and that was the movie that we were supposed to see in the movie theater, and we were not going to see Moana so that we could watch Moana on the ship, but we actually ended up switching it. We watched Moana, but we didn't watch Toy Story. So I'm like, I'm catching that movie on the ship.
And so not only do you have movies, you have first run movies, right? Toy Story 5 out in the theaters, Moana live action out in the theaters, but you go right in, you're not paying for it. It's included in your cruise, in your voyage fare.
They have popcorn outside.
They have popcorn that you do have to pay for. Yeah. But they also had all those, and I didn't. Did anybody buy a popcorn bucket?
No.
I think Issa did.
Did he? Oh yeah. Jill's boyfriend did. I kept eyeballing the Hey Hey sipper, but ended up not getting it.
I don't remember. There were so many popcorn buckets and so many sippers.
So many sippers, yeah.
That was really cool.
Which, for anybody that doesn't know, they always make all Disney World and Disneyland popcorn buckets and sippers that are currently out in the parks. You can get them there on one single cruise.
Yeah, so the Sam Eagle popcorn bucket was there. The Hey Hey Sipper, like Corey mentioned, was there. So really good variety. Not that you go there for the popcorn buckets, but it's nice to be able to get them.
I do wish that they had cruise specific popcorn bucket.
Too.
Like I wish they had. So I got this mug. It would be cute to have a popcorn bucket that looked like this, right? And that it had a little flap on the top and it opened up.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Right?
Yeah.
Or a sipper that looked like, I don't know, maybe not this, something else. Oh, like the statue.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you could have done this. Yeah, you can show it.
Oh, you guys did get the statue too.
Yeah.
Minnie is the.
That was my main goal, to start collecting those.
Yes, I thought about this when we got off the Dream. So I was like, we gotta get on the once we get on the Fantasy, I am buying this. And I bought this night 1. I was like, I'm not leaving the ship without getting this one. So who was on the Dream? Was it Cinderella? No, Mickey.
Was it Mickey?
It was Sorcerer Mickey.
Yeah.
So
now you need to find somebody that's going on the Dream.
My best friend is going on the Dream is next spring. So
yeah, the spring break.
It for me.
So not
her
only
as a sipper.
Yeah. So not only do you have first run movies in these nice big theaters, but you also have Broadway style shows. So the first night was Aladdin. What did you guys think of Aladdin?
I fell asleep.
Phenomenal.
I was so tired.
It was Broadway quality. It was more than I thought it was going to be because they were actual small but pyrotechnics in the show. And that's different. I have not seen that on other cruise lines. And obviously I've been on many cruises and I've seen shows, production shows on other cruise lines. But on a Disney cruise, to have a Disney show and have the level of entertainment, it kind of, that blew me away. I have to say that really impressed me.
Yeah, the genie really made it made it great, right?
He is my favorite.
Yeah.
The genie.
So
he was great.
It was Disney quality level entertainment anyway, but the genie was great. I would say that Jill and Jacob loved him, but maybe a little over the top at points, just a little bit too much over the top. But and I noticed that, but I didn't mind because he brought energy to that show and energy to the genie, and he was really funny and a lot of adult jokes too.
Yeah,
I like the pop culture current flair that he brought to it. Like at one point, he made a 6'7" joke.
Yes.
Yeah. So I like that it wasn't just 1994 Aladdin's Genie is when it came out. It came out.
It wasn't Robin Williams remake. It was something different.
Right. Or it wasn't a Will Smith remake either. He made it his own thing and he brought a lot of entertainment to it. So there were 2 shows. Aladdin was first and then Believe was the third
Frozen.
show.
Well, talk about Frozen.
Frozen was in the middle.
Frozen, yeah.
Oh, I just want to say that the genie in the
So the next night we have Frozen.
Yes.
And so Frozen was closer to the movie, I think, than Aladdin was. I think, you take some liberties, right? You're doing Broadway. I've never seen Aladdin or any Disney Broadway show. But you take some liberties. And what was interesting about the Aladdin show was that these shows are only about an hour, maybe just a little bit more than an hour. And they still went, they took the story in a different way for a little bit, right? You had, like in Aladdin, you had a Jasmine doing a song that she doesn't normally have in the movie. So and
it's not the same song that she has in the live action.
Right.
Because she does have a song.
She has a song in live action, yeah. So What did you think about Frozen? And was it closer to the movie? Did you appreciate that Aladdin wasn't? Would you rather it stick to the entire plot? What do you think?
I guess I'll go first. I had chills the entire time. I think that behind Beauty and the Beast, that is probably the best soundtrack for any Disney animated film. It's just great from beginning to end, and so just hearing the actors, belt out those tunes gave me a lot of chills. I enjoyed Frozen immensely. For me, it was a 10 out of 5 Mickeys. It was really, really good for me. What do you think?
I felt like we were at Disney World at Hollywood Studios watching
at times, yeah,
Frozen live, the Frozen
sing-along.
Yeah, it was just like that.
Yeah.
So it was funny to me.
And the Olaf puppet, I'll just say the Olaf puppet was great too,
Mm-hmm.
which we think was played by the genie.
Yes.
Well, so I love my favorite song in Frozen is In Summer, which is the song that Olaf sings. And when you watch it in Hollywood Studios, in the Frozen sing-along show, I love yelling out puddle, because then the two
Storytellers.
the two storytellers, they come out to the middle of the stage and they're like, who said puddle? Get out. So I just love doing that. And in this one, when that part of the movie came up, or that part of the show came up, they took the lights and they shined it onto the audience so that the audience could be a part of that portion of the song. And you better believe that I yelled out puddle.
We did too.
We did too.
Yeah.
You better believe I yelled out puddle. So
And I loved during the show, and it was like the Frozen sing along in Hollywood, where it snowed in the theater. And I thought that was a wonderful touch on a cruise ship to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And the kids were just going wild with that.
Yeah. And for me, what always sticks out to me, especially after I saw the first shows on the Dream, is that that's the same cast in all 3 shows, and all 3 shows are different. And that cast is playing 3 characters on 3 different nights, 3 different choreographies, and they don't miss a beat. Like it's amazing to me what they can do. I can hardly remember who's on the show right now, and yet these folks can remember,
Corey.
Oh, that's Corey.
I can't see him. Actually, there's a giant camera.
the
Like
camera's
if I
in the
try
way.
to look at, all I see
Who's
is
that lady with you though?
and it's Sharon. If I try to look at Corey's face, all I see is the camera.
Yes.
Hi.
So it's just amazing what they do. And those 2 stories, Aladdin and then Frozen, were great. Then the third night was Pirate Night, so you don't have a show then. And so Pirate Night, though, everybody or a lot of people dress up like pirates. And if you didn't bring an outfit, which there was no way I wasn't bringing an outfit, all 4 of us had to wear an outfit. We dress up. But then they also give you pirate Mickey bandanas for everybody in the room. So even if you don't have that, if you didn't bring something, you at least have that. And then you have a pirate. You have 2 pirate shows, and then you also have a pirate dinner menu, and then you have fireworks at sea. So, what did you guys think of Pirate Night?
What did you think? Oh, Tammy can't really comment on that. We had some rough seas, and after
Before we went through some.
She
batch
had a rough
It
night.
was rough.
Yeah.
I kind of knocked her for a loop. So she had dinner for Pirate Night, but then, and I think you went upstairs for one part of the show, the pirate show.
Tried to get
You and Sharon.
upstairs for the pirate show, but you couldn't get on the elevators because they were just so packed. Where I think the night before we couldn't get on them, so we did the stairs from deck 3 to 11. I wasn't gonna do that a second night, so it took forever for Sharon and I to get up there. And once I got up there in the crowd, I just shut off. I was like, no.
And I realized too that we don't have a picture of you in your pirate outfit, so I don't know if Lawrence or anyone else does.
There are no pictures of any of us that I know of.
I took a picture of myself, but I didn't even take a picture of Finley, and she looked so cute.
Oh, I have a picture of you and Jacob at the dinner table, and that's it.
There's a couple of
I have a couple of pictures from the dinner
Jacob
table.
and I and Steve. You know where we missed? Lawrence was like, "Yeah, we got to get a picture before we go to our rooms." I'm like, "Okay."
And nobody.
And then we said goodnight, and we were almost to our room, and Jacob's like, "We didn't take that picture," and I was like, "Oh shoot."
We should have taken a big group picture of everybody together, and we just never thought to do that.
Yeah.
Finley changed because she wanted to go to kids club and she didn't want to wear her pirate outfit, but she still wanted something piratey. So she did put on the bandana, and I did get that picture.
Oh,
but that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
So, so Mom had a couple questions that I want to answer. So she says, are the Disney bounding rules different in the parks from the cruise?
I don't know that they have rules. I don't recall hearing any rules.
I'm going to have to look into that. I want to say that they're going to be very similar to what you saw in the parks.
I would agree with that.
I think they're going to be
They don't
very
want somebody
similar.
walking around looking like Belle too much.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing.
Because the parks and the cruise line are both part of Disney Entertainment. So I think that they probably have the same rules there.
Oh, that's the one I don't have that
Excuse me. She also asked, oh, there we go. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that beard, Corey.
Corey grew a goatee just for that night.
Did it ever come off? Let me see your
You
face.
had to be in our room because Jacob didn't know you were doing that, and you came out of the bathroom with that on. And Jacob just about did a backflip. He was like, "Oh my God, yeah."
I sat down.
Who was the cast member though?
He was right in front of me, and I could not
like
keep
lost
straight
it
face.
too when he saw me. Was it
Pete?
Pete?
I think it was Pete.
It might have been Pete, one of our servers. He put his hands on his knees, laughing like he just couldn't believe it. And maybe it was Kamar, the head.
It might have been Kamar, yeah.
Because the next day I'm walking into where do we eat? Royal Court maybe or something,
Mhm.
and I'm walking at a good pace, but I'm going by him, and he's like, "Hey man, you shaved?" I'm like, "That's right, I did."
Yeah.
But it's so much fun to just kind of go into that world, and they change the music, so there's music just like there is in the parks. There's music on the ship throughout all the hallways, throughout every deck. You have that.
I don't know.
You have music,
right?
Yeah, you might have turned.
Maybe if you really dim down your brightness, it will show better.
Me down.
And so normally you have music from like Beauty and the Beast or Carousel of Progress. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 Tammy looks so cute. I did like your outfit, Tammy.
Oh, you did have one with Tammy in it. So I haven't mentioned this, but we have to figure out the best way for all of us to share the photos that we want everybody to have.
Yeah.
I sent Lauren some pictures today, and I was like, "Send these to Sharon," because I don't have her number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we need like a common setup, maybe like a Dropbox link or something that I can set up, and then everybody can just hit the link and drop pictures and pull pictures from it. I think that's the way that works.
Yeah. So Mom's other question was Issa was not in the picture and didn't have a shirt. So can you explain kind of how that happened?
Okay. So originally, it was only supposed to be the adult males in the thing. So it was supposed to be you, Corey, Steve, and Greg. Or you, Corey, and Steve. And then Tammy was like, Greg's also coming. And I was like, okay, so Greg.
Yeah.
And then Tammy was like, can you make one for Jacob? And I'm like, okay, get me his measurements. And as I was making the shirts, I was like, oh my gosh, how crazy would it be if I sewed one of these upside down? I did not sew any of them upside down. However, I did cut one upside down. So you can't see it, but Jay's shirt, the back, is upside down.
No.
Like the characters are,
Yeah.
they're facing upside down. So I was like, I can't give this shirt to Corey, Greg, all of you except for Lawrence and Jacob were the same size. So I was like, I can't give an upside down shirt to these guys. So I was like, oh, I guess Jay's getting a shirt. So
okay.
That's why Jay had a shirt, because I was like, I had half made the shirt, which also worked out for me to lie to Lawrence, because whenever he came into my studio and I was still sewing and I had one shirt here and one shirt here, I just said to him, I sewed one upside down. Can you believe I did that? And that's why it's taking me so long. And that's why I have all these extra shirts. And that's why I have so much fabric. So that's why. And I literally sewed we left Friday night. I sewed until like 3:00 that afternoon. I was sewing 6 different shirts. Sewed so much to the last minute that I didn't even have time to put buttons on them. I was like, I'll do this on the trip. I'll find a way to get away from Lawrence. This guy was stuck to me at the hip. He would not leave me alone. It was so annoying. So I could never find a moment to sew the buttons on. And I actually ended up good. And I actually ended up finally sewing the buttons on the very last night that we were in the hotel before we got on the cruise, which is why I fell asleep during Aladdin, because I was exhausted.
Yeah.
I was sewing buttons until like 3:00 in the morning.
Wow.
Which was a whole thing, because when I got to Disney, I realized I forgot my white thread. And I text Tammy and Tony and I was like, do either of you have white thread that you can give me? Tony wasn't even there because she wasn't getting there till the day we were leaving. And Tammy was like, this is what I have, but it wasn't going to be enough for 6 shirts. So what did you do, Tammy?
Well, I'm not a seamstress, so no, I didn't have any white thread. I had this little cardboard. I don't even know if I have it around. But
Yeah.
I had like maybe enough to do maybe one button, and I think you had to do all the shirts.
Yeah, it
So
was
we're
6
on our way
shirts,
to
6 buttons each.
We were on our way to the Hilton
We're
the
on
night
a-
before.
Well, we're on our way to Disney on Saturdays, and you know this one, no stops on the way to Disney because we got to get to the park. And I'm like, well, how am I going to get to the store to get white thread? I was like, Corey, I need some Motrin. We stopped at Dollar
This is
General.
what Tammy
Got
had.
the thread. That's what I had, and that's
Yeah.
all I had. I was like, that's not going to work, so.
Well, they
But I think as far
worked.
as the shirts go, I think maybe you were a little pressed for time for making them for everyone as well, too, right? You had to make a trip up north and stuff too, so we weren't sure about making them like for the Jacob and the extra, like
Yeah,
Hayden and all that.
I knew I wasn't gonna have time
Yeah.
to make the extra shirts. Had I had the time, which I could have had I started earlier, I definitely would have made them shirts. By the time I was making the last shirt, I was just an expert. Just making. I even timed myself making the last shirt. It took me 1 hour and 50 minutes, 52 minutes, something like that, to make one shirt after it's all cut out, not including adding buttons.
In fairness to you, Catherine, after dinner, Jill and Issa just zipped out of there. They were,
That's
so they weren't posing for anything anyway.
Yeah. I'm
So-
just glad they showed up for dinner.
And I am glad that we got that picture with Mickey, and that's thanks to Catherine, because we saw him up there, and she was like, I
need
wanted
this
to picture with all you guys in your shirts, and so she went and stood in line while we were kind of just mingling around downstairs. And
Mickey liked it too.
photos. Mickey loved it.
Mickey
Yeah.
told me that you guys needed to go and take a picture with
He showed it.
with Daisy, and I wish you had, because apparently that's a thing that Daisy makes all the costumes for
Mhm.
everyone on the ship. And I'm like, man, I can't believe, missed opportunity.
Yeah.
But I think she had
So-
stopped meeting by the time we took a picture with Mickey.
So then the last Broadway show is Believe. It's an original story, and I was trying not to hype it up too much, but I did want you guys to know that you could not miss that show. And so what did you think of Believe?
It was incredible. It was so different because they had little bits of all different shows. And one of my favorite scenes, and I think, Corey, you agree with this, was Mary Poppins. And they had the chimney sweeps dancing and singing Step in Time. And I thought that was great. That was great because it really harkened back to, one of the classic Disney movies. Not an animated movie.
Yeah, lots of surprises in Believe, and that's what made it great. And after a while, you're like, who's showing up next? And I'll just say that, piggyback off of what Sharon said, from the top left corner of the stage up top, floating down comes Mary Poppins across the stage, and the chimney sweeps come out of it nowhere, and you get this huge tap dance routine with their sweeps. Their sweepers was just incredible. It gave me chills the whole time. I was like, wow, that was pretty amazing. So I really enjoyed that.
And I love they had the mini drone that was green, that was Tinkerbell flying around the theater. I thought that was a great touch too.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't like a laser, it wasn't a projection. Like it feels so different from what you would expect on a cruise ship to me. So the story, I believe, it's a dad, it's his daughter's birthday, but he's too consumed with work to really pay attention to her, and he doesn't really believe. And so, he goes through all these stories in order to, start believing again. And his guide along that journey is Genie from Aladdin, who had just played, Genie 2 days prior or 3 days prior, as he lets you know.
And that's what I was going to say before, was that I like when he came out, he made a reference to the fact that, oh my gosh, it's been so long since I've seen you guys. It's been 3 days. Because we had been on the show 3 days prior.
But the stuff that they did with him and like Corey said, you have Mary Poppins flying on stage. You had Peter Pan do the same thing, flies in on stage. Yeah, I mean, hello, the dad sings with Baloo. Like, when did you see Baloo come? It's just the stuff they did. They had a Lion King section.
Pocahontas.
Just so much. And I think that's
Beauty and the Beast.
A great story.
And Aladdin did. Aladdin too.
Yeah, they had those tap dancing puppets of the genie. It was a whole row of them. That was so different.
Yeah.
It was, I haven't ever seen anything like that.
Yeah, it was so much fun. I really enjoyed that show. And Corey, what did you say about seeing it once? Do you remember?
Oh, I said if I knew it was that good, I would have made an effort to see it twice.
Because they played it twice.
So
they played it at 1:30.
Next time, if
and
it's
then
on a
at
ship,
5.
we might have to go see that twice.
Yeah.
So, excuse me, my advice, if you are on a Disney cruise ship, not miss the Broadway shows. See all 3 of them, because most cruise ships have 3. They will change. So, like, we had Believe on both shows, on both cruises. But on the last cruise, we had the Golden Mickeys, which is
we missed.
We didn't see that one. And then we had Beauty and the Beast,
which was so good.
Yeah, very, very good.
So good.
And so on the newer ships, you're going to have some. There's one called Disney Sea Adventure rather than Believe. I think there's another one called Dream. So just make sure that you see those shows, because they're really good. And they're like an hour, like I said, an hour and 15 minutes, but they actually felt much longer because of how well they're done. So yeah, don't miss those.
And to go back to the rotational dining, so they have 2 shows a night. So while you're at dinner, they're playing a show. Mm-hmm. And then they play another show while the other half of the people are at dinner. So they have a 5:45 dinner, which was ours, and then they have an 8:30 dinner. So they have a show at 8:30 and then before 8:30. So you'll be able to watch it. It's not going to like come in.
Right.
It's not going to coincide with your dinner. So like you can't choose dinner or show. You'll be able to watch both.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if anybody's ever done this kind of hack where you don't go to main dining and you want to see both shows and you just grab something to eat before or
At
after.
most, yeah.
That's
Or like in our case, we had for my birthday, we had dinner at Palo.
Mhm.
So if you just have your dinner in between the two shows, that could work too.
Yeah. And then this cruise ship had two ports, one at Castaway Cay, one at Lookout Key,
Lookout Key at Lighthouse Point.
At Lighthouse Point, thank you.
Which today I'm wearing a shirt for an event that doesn't exist. It's
there you go.
Lookout Key 5K.
But you didn't do that.
Still hasn't happened.
However, when we got to Castaway Cay, and we talked about it a little bit before, we did do the 5K there,
Which
and
was
we all
100%.
get our.
Lawrence is showing it. Yep.
Yeah,
we got our
all
medals.
get our medals. That is the only time I've ever done a 5K in my entire life. So I still have yet to do a 5K in the United States. How about that?
Who won the 5K between all of us?
Steve.
Steve won the 10K. Tammy won the 5K.
Oh my gosh. For a restroom break, and I think he got lost, and he ended up doing it all over again.
Yeah, you'll see that drama play out all in day 2 of our vlog series.
We were so worried about him.
Oh my goodness. And then I started feeling bad because I left him. You guys were all ahead. I was walking with Steve. He said he was going to the bathroom. I'm like, okay. And I wanted to keep walking. And I didn't see Steve for another hour.
So I was not going to wait for either of you. I didn't realize that you were by yourself. If I'd known, I maybe would have waited, maybe not. But I swelled up like a balloon.
Tammy was on a mission like it was the end of the night at Magic Kingdom, and she was trying to get to the car.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to get done.
Yeah. I mean, it was, but it was good to do, right? It was fun. We were all kind of hanging out, talking, and you get to see the island. We saw that long runway, which I still didn't research, but
Corey knows all about it.
Corey knows about it.
Yeah, you'll see it in the vlog for sure. Coming up next week.
Yeah. So, it was fun. They did have food. I did not eat there. I think Jay had some food at the barbecue. Did you guys eat at the barbecue that they had?
So that's a story. We figured that after the 5K, we would go snorkeling and look for all the buried treasure that Disney puts in the ocean, which is a lot of fun. But the current and the wind was so strong that day, it was pushing out. So we got out there okay, and we were very, very far from shore snorkeling. I didn't time it, but little drama that was playing out in my head was, Jacob Sugar was a little bit low on the lower side, and it just hit me at some point out there, like, wait a minute, we have no electronics out here. I have no idea if he's going to drop to dangerous levels at this point. So I was like, okay. I checked in with him. He felt okay. And so we hit 1 or 2 more statues. I asked him if he wanted to try, and he did. So we found some other things, and then we started making our way in, and the current was just pushing out so much. It was like, for all the effort we put in to swim back, we weren't getting very far. I probably had to take us 35 minimum minutes to get back. It took a while, and even to the point where I'm like, I'm going to do the backstroke. I'm going to wrap my legs around you, try to let you relax a little bit. I'm going to try to take some of the energy, away from you and help you out so you don't burn more sugar. And ultimately, he was fine. But when we finally got our bodies out of the water, it felt like like Steve said, it felt like we were on the moon for several weeks or something, or in space, and we came back to Earth and had no energy in our legs. We almost all fell to the ground because we couldn't support ourselves. Like, it was a lot of swimming. It was tiring. And then we're like, let's go get some lunch. And someone was like, it's past 2:00 and lunch is over. I'm like, what? So that's when we made the decision to let's just go check the shops out for some merch, and we'll go back to the Fantasy and have some some lunch, and I think that's when I got down we went to Flo's and took
That was
down
a good
3
day.
beautiful tacos. So we missed lunch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unlike you
That was a good
guys,
day.
I went on the islands early because I didn't stay up as late as you did, and I was up earlier. So I had breakfast on the ship, and then I was, not the first one off the ship, but not too much later than that. And I only stayed on the island like an hour and a half, 2 hours. I came back to the ship for lunch, and that first day, I found a chair near the pool in the shade. I was watching Rapunzel, the Tangled, with a taco bowl, and I was eating lunch, and I was reclining in the shade, and I was like, "This is the life, man!" There was like 3 people there, and everybody else was still on the island or just getting on the island. And the next day, when I was coming back from Lookout Key, I ran into you guys, Lawrence. You were first going onto the island.
Yeah.
And I was coming back.
And that's part of what I like is that, you
Sharon
can
was
get
done.
out there.
Sharon was always 2 steps ahead of us.
Yeah. She got out there early. We're getting on the island as she's coming back. And then as we were walking back to the island, just about, that's when all the, I'll call them kids, Issa and Jill and Hayden were still out there. And they got, how I always talk about when we hang out with Corey, we get that private shuttle, the private cruise, private resort bus back home, back to our resort. And that's what they got. They were cutting it so close that they got a private golf cart back to the ship
On 2 wheels.
Yes,
We
on
were that
2 wheels.
close.
Yeah,
Wait, that was Castaway?
that was at Lookout.
That was at Lookout,
yeah.
okay.
So,
Which, by the way, I liked Lookout better than Castaway.
Oh, time to compare the islands.
I'm sorry.
Time to
did I hit a
compare
nerve?
the islands.
Did I hit a nerve?
Because I'll say that when we compare the islands in general, that next time if we do a cruise and they have both stops, I think I'm staying on the ship when it goes to Lookout and take advantage of the lesser amount of people.
It was far, but
I don't care about that.
That wasn't bad at all.
Listen, that walk is overhyped.
Jay and I.
If you're healthy, that walk is overhyped. Stop
was.
at
It was not
people,
that bad.
stop.
We only did it
such
both
an easy
ways.
walk.
Under 9 minutes.
But if you have challenges, then I get it. But if you don't be getting
If
on
you're
the
all like
golf
me,
cart.
it's a
Walk it.
long
9
walk.
minutes on a slow walk. It's 9 minutes.
9 minutes, my pace, and flip flops.
Yeah. But what did you love about it so much? Like, I think that people have to set their expectations about both islands. It certainly was. Sharon's showing a little bit of the bridge. It's not a bad island, Lookout Key. I think you just have to go with the mindset of relaxation. So Castaway, for me, if you want to do activities, that's where you get all the activities in. You're gonna bike ride. You might get one of those water bikes on the water. You're gonna do the 5K. You're gonna snorkel. You're gonna do all that. I did welcome the relaxation part of Lookout Key a little bit more, though, where it was, if you just say to yourself, I'm just going to the beach, because that's what it is. It's just a beach.
Yeah.
And from there, there's a barbecue, which we did have that one, Jill. We did eat at that barbecue, and the food was fine.
It's okay.
It was fine. It was potato salad. It was average. It was potato salad, burgers, dogs. So it was fine. So yeah, I don't know. The shopping was great though. They have better merch. Lookout Key has better merch. Look at those. It's called Junkanoo, which I love that right there. All the buoys, but the Junkanoo stuff, which is what the Islanders dress up as, and they do a parade and they do a short stage show, which you will all see in our Lookout Key video in 3 weeks. And I was right there up front, so I get to see Mickey get his groove on, and was it Lawrence that filmed? You were right in front of Minnie, so I'll have to steal some of that footage from you and put that together. But yeah, so 2 different islands. I think really active is Castaway, and really laid back is Lookout. So where I say I might not do Lookout next time, it's just because on the day at sea, it was so crowded up on deck 11. Like, and even in the adult area, it was hard to get into a pool. It was hard to do things. The aqueduct wasn't bad. It was about a 30-minute wait, and we did that. But yeah, if I go to Lookout, it'll be early, hit the beach for a little bit, and then get back.
But why does she like Lookout?
Yeah, we want to know why you like Lookout so much.
Um,
Oh, I know. I taught you how to snorkel.
I did.
And the snorkeling wasn't good there because
I
of the
told
wind.
okay, that was the whole thing. But I told my friend about the snorkel mask, and she's like, "Oh, you have to send it to me." So I was like, "I don't have a link." I asked him to send me the link.
Okay, I'll send it.
And then I sent her a picture of myself wearing it, and she's like, "Oh, that is scary. That is so scary." So I was like, "Yeah, just go on Amazon and look up scary snorkel mask." And she did, and she found it.
Oh, so did you get the link then?
I'm not even kidding. She sent me a screenshot, and I was like, "Yep, that's it."
Wow, so
And
it's really
so,
scary.
but I basically came in, we were swimming around, and then I was like, "Sure, teach me how to snorkel." Then I went out, tried to do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and then I went off to a reef, and I walked over, or swam over, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, I'm by this reef. Oh, there's a guy standing right there." And I look down, and I'm like, "I don't see anything." And then I look another way, and it was like the heavens of fish. There were so many of them. Specifically, you remember the what I call him, the army guy in Finding Nemo in the dentist office? That guy, that was the fish that I saw.
Oh yeah, the black and white stripes. They're called sergeants.
Yeah, okay, so I saw him under there, and just a bunch of other little colorful fish, and I was like, first of all, when I saw it, I screamed underwater, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is amazing! Nobody's gonna believe this. I need to get a picture." So I swam out, and I'm swimming out, and then I get to Corey, and I was like, "Corey, let me put my phone in your thing," and he's like, "No, here, take my phone." I couldn't figure out how to use your phone, so I walked over. By the time I got over there, I was exhausted.
Let me tell you, and you didn't even do what we did.
And I am not a strong swimmer. So, and then also you blew up my life thing way too much. So when I get in the water, it's like,
Oh no, your straps weren't tight enough.
and I could not breathe. I'm just like, and then when I was like, "Oh, let me try to get on my back," that was even worse. I was like choking. So I was like, "Oh, not on my back." So I went forward and I let some of the air out, and it was a little bit better. But by then I was just so tired that I was like, I can't.
Well, that was one of the benefits of going early, because there weren't a lot of people in the water both times. And so I saw fish like really close to shore because nobody had, scared them away yet. So it was nice because I don't swim and I don't snorkel. I go in and I get wet and then I get out. But there were a lot of fish around.
So, Roderick asked a question early on, and I saved it for now, as we're here towards the end. And he says that I know that Disney cruises are very pricey. There are ways to save some money. But was it worth it for the price that you paid?
Who wants? You want to go first, Sharon?
Well, I've been on a lot of cruises, and this is not going to be a popular opinion, but no, I don't think so. I don't think so because I've gone on other cruises on other cruise lines that were 12 and 14 days, and I paid less money than I paid for the Disney cruise. Now, there's two parts of this as an answer. If you're looking for a Disney experience, yeah, then it's worth it to you. If you're looking for a cruise experience, you're going to get a better value and more bang for your buck on other cruise lines.
That's fair. I like that.
Yeah, value. Value is the key word, right? There's a lot of different categories that you can go by to evaluate what we've done with Royal and with Disney. What's your biggest thing that you talk about? We have a few big things. For you, it's the Disney experience.
You're paying for the Disney experience. in the characters, all the princesses. It's Disney. If you don't need the Disney part of it, like we live here and we're at the parks every week, then no. Because although the shows were great, but the food wasn't up to par, and Royal also has amazing shows. Of course, not like Disney, but again, we live here and we get that already.
Yeah, I feel like
I don't know.
you take the Disney experience part of it. What is that? It's the shows and it's the movies and it's the characters. So for us, like she said, we are all here because we love Disney immensely. It's a big part of our lives. We love Disney. But with that said, with us being in the parks every week, we don't need to pay that extra amount of money to meet and greet characters because that's our life. When we saw him on the cruise and when we see him in the parks, sure, I get excited. Oh, there's Mickey. Oh, look at the outfit that Minnie's in today. Oh, look, Mickey's in his sailor suit or whatever, his captain suit, whatever it is. We still get excited about that, but we're like, yeah, we're not going to stay in line for that. But I think if we came on vacation where we lived up in Maine and we did a Disney cruise, we're waiting in some of those character lines because we don't get the experience, the chance to meet and greet characters much. So we're going to do it on those Disney cruises. But for us personally, we don't really need that. We can bypass that part of the Disney experience. The shows were great, but Royal has great shows too. But I would say Disney edges them out by far on the shows because it's Disney and who can match them on the entertainment piece. But food wise, I think that Royal was better. So just overall value and for service, believe it or not, Royal, I had not a single complaint about Royal and their service, and I didn't have a complaint about Disney's service either. I mean, I expected that, and they delivered with that too.
The cost is just so.
It's just the value, yeah.
From a Disney cruise and a
As
Royal
far
cruise,
as like the
you're talking
character
about thousands of
experience,
dollars.
Yeah, you're talking what $1,000 to $2,000 difference, probably more like $1,500 on average, more that you're paying
for less days.
And I feel like it's the value word, like Sharon said. So
I have a question for you, Corey.
Will we do another Disney cruise? Absolutely. Absolutely we'll do them, but we know what to expect. And for us, nighttime entertainment is big. Yeah. Disney needs to change that. They acknowledge that there are adults on the ship because there's alcohol. They acknowledge it because there are adult jokes in the shows. But they're not acknowledging that some of us adults like to stay up till 12 or 1. And I felt like after the Disney show we would see that would end about 9:30, 9:45, we were kind of looking around for something to do. There's trivia, there's some adult shows, games and things, but to me it wasn't enough compared to what I've seen on say maybe Royal. There was a lot of different places to go for a little bit more entertainment rather than kind of searching for it. What do you think, Lawrence?
So I haven't done a different cruise line, but we do have 2 placeholders now with Disney, so we will be using them probably 1 a year
on the Believe,
if not more. Someone does want to go on the Believe,
the maiden voyage, not just go on it. I want to go.
Oh, when did they announce the date on that one?
They haven't announced the date on it.
We'll be there. It's the day that we're going on it.
Oh, okay.
But wait, I have a question for you, Corey.
So I better become media really quickly.
Yeah.
So I can get invited for free.
So you say that the food kind of made it not so much worth your while. Would you be willing to go on, and you said you would go on different cruise lines, but specifically knowing that the food is better on the newer ships, would you go on the newer ships because of the better food?
Yes. Yeah, I would definitely want to go on something newer because I've just heard from certain people in our circle that that the newer ships just seem to have a little better service, a little better food. So yeah, absolutely would like to try a newer class ship And I'd be curious to know, like, when the Believe comes out on sale for that first one, yeah, because you're jumping in on day 1 or day 2 or whenever you can jump in, is it a better price?
I wonder if it sells out like fast. I have a friend who she went on the maiden voyage of the Treasure or the Destiny. Which one came out this year?
And Greg says the Destiny was way better. And I think for you guys, right? We're comparing apples. Would you say apples and oranges? But apples to apples for you guys. And I feel like I told Tammy that Lawrence told me that was a dream. I keep forgetting. Is it the dream you went on?
Yeah.
But the dream was better.
Yeah.
Was the dream better than the fantasy?
I asked Catherine, was it just that I was enamored with cruising, or that it was our first cruise, or the fact that we could do that, right? It's, here I am almost 50 and I had never been on a cruise. So I thought, okay, well, maybe that was part of it. And she said, no, I don't think that's the case. I think it's just that overall it was a better experience on the Dream than it was on the Fantasy, and they're sister ships. But again, the overall, and like I said, I think Joel was great. I've got a video of him dancing during the pirate night. I think that the cruise director was great. I think the other one was good as well. But I think overall the experience was better on the Dream. So I'm excited to see the other ones and see what they're like. I looked today at the Wish and the Treasure and the Destiny's deck plans, because they're very different. All right. They're very different from this class of ship.
Now, Issa has been on, which is Jillian's boyfriend, has been on, 7 Disney cruises? He's a gold member, and his first cruise was the Dream, and he's told us that that's his favorite.
There you go.
The Fantasy?
No, the Dream.
No, the Dream. And he's been on, I think, 7.
What did the Dream do better that the Fantasy didn't?
And I mean, obviously this is subjective, because you could have that same crew on the Fantasy, and the Fantasy might have been our favorite. But our stateroom attendant was amazing. He was absolutely fantastic. Loved him. He was great. Unfortunately, I cannot remember his name. But when I did my survey at the end, I definitely sang his praises. He was great. I could be coming out of my room and he would see me like 2 miles down the hallway, and he'd be like, "Hey, Miss Catherine." When it was my birthday, he knew it was my birthday. He put up a sign on our door. Like, it was super, super friendly. Yeah. It just so happened that there was, I don't remember what issue we had, but it was like the middle of the night. And I was like, hey, let me go to guest services and get a pin button for my birthday the next day. So I met up with this guy named Ramesh, and can't believe I remember his name, right? And, we had a whole great conversation. Nick came and he was joking around with them. We had a whole thing. He was telling us that was his last sailing. He was leaving after that. What was the issue that I had? I had an issue with something in our room. So I went to guest services and I asked him about it. And I walked up to the guy and I was like, hey, you look so familiar. You look like the guy that was at guest services on my other ship. And he's like, when? And I was like, oh, it was in the Dream in October. And he's like, no. And I was like, oh, okay. I mean, you look just like him. He was very handsome. So it's not like I'm, saying you're, a bad person to look like. And he's like, wait, when? The Dream in October. And he's like, oh yeah, that was me. So I ran into the same guy. And then later that night, I lost my phone. So I had to go back to him and be like, hey, lost my phone. Can you help me out? And he was super helpful. Now he had also been on the Dream. Very helpful. Our servers that in the restaurants, fantastic.
Yep.
They knew Lawrence's order. They had his drink waiting for him before he even sat down. They were just absolutely fantastic. So for me personally, the food was the same. The entertainment, while it was different, it was, they were both fantastic. But what put it over the top was the service.
Yeah. And we spent some time doing things on the Dream that we didn't do on this one, right? We were at Palo. We did the couples massage. We took a lot of time doing things that we didn't experience on the first one. But if you asked me if I would do a massage again on a cruise, that's a no.
It was very expensive.
Very expensive for what you get. And
Yeah.
And it didn't fix my problem.
I can go to your room for $75 and I might be able to fix your problem.
You still can't fix my degenerative disc disease, though. That was what I was hoping.
I said to Lawrence, I was like, oh, as we were getting on the ship, I was like, oh my God, my neck hurts. Do you know of a massage where I can get a massage? I was trying to be funny, trying to say like, hey, let's schedule a Disney massage. And he starts pushing me towards Corey. And I'm like, what are you doing?
Oh, is that what's happening?
Yes, that's what he was
rent me
pushing me up against.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
there you go. Pay him half what you pay Disney.
There you go. So Greg says that Disney gets a lot of feedback that the 3 nights is too short for the Wish.
Do they only do 3 nights?
And now that I think he said they're only doing 7 now.
This was the shortest cruise I've taken out of all the cruises I've been on. I've never been on less than a 7-night cruise.
Oh, wow.
So that was a very interesting experience for me because it felt like it went by really fast.
Real fast. I'm sure.
It was hard to
yeah.
fit everything in.
Yeah. Mom, they do get fireworks on the ships in the Caribbean. They do not get fireworks in the Alaskan cruises. They do not. No, there is no pirate night on the Alaskan cruises.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, they could have Viking night.
They could. They do a frozen night, but it's a very watered down version. It's like a sing along or
Do
something.
they do it outside to get the temperature going?
There are no pools on the Alaskan.
There are no pools at all.
Well, they're there.
I
but-
think you can go in the hot tubs and
Yeah, that
maybe
makes
a pool if it's warm enough.
I'd have to ask Issa. He took one last year.
Yeah.
We asked Issa because I was very curious about, or I had
Oh,
mentioned it, and he's like, I did it
Mhm.
last summer, I think.
Yep.
And he said he went during the summer, and I was like, how was the weather? He said it was freezing. It was so cold. You had to wear a coat outside. It was cold. The only thing that he said it was amazing, loved it. But the only thing that he said was like, as a pro tip, he was like, pay for the excursion where you get to sit at the front of the ship and you get to watch yourself going into see like the glaciers and whatnot. He said it was like amazing. 10 out of 10, can't miss it. So
I'll say this: if you're thinking about a cruise, go to Disney Cruise Line, go to Facebook Disney groups, follow Disney Cruises on Facebook, the official Disney Cruise page, because they will put out plenty of deals right now, up to 25%, or if you do a guaranteed stateroom where they pick your room for you, you get a much better deal than some of the others. Obviously don't go during the peak times. That's going to be the most expensive, but there are some really good deals out there, even for Halloween on the High Seas, which is the first one that we went on.
and they do fireworks twice on those because they do them on Halloween night, right? And they do them on Pirate Night. Didn't they do them on Halloween?
I don't think so.
No?
I think we just got Pirate Night. Yeah.
I'm making things up. Don't listen to me.
That's okay. There was a separate party and trick-or-treating. So, but yeah, overall, I'll tell you what made the biggest difference in this cruise was going on it with all the people that we went on the cruise with. So it was Catherine and Finley, Jay, myself, Sharon, Issa, Jillian, Greg, Eve, Steve, and Tony Bullock, their kids Hayden and Brittany, and Corey, Tammy, and Jacob. And it was an absolute. Did I forget everybody?
Greg.
Yeah.
I think Greg and Eve.
Oh, did you?
And it was an absolute ball to get to hang out with all of you. I mean, Sharon and I had never met, right? And here we are.
She met all of us.
She met
Sharon
all
had never met any of us in
We
person.
spent
Yeah,
the day with her
that's right.
at Hollywood Studios.
Yeah.
And it was
Oh.
great. It was great, Lawrence, because I got to have conversations with every one of you. One afternoon sitting with Steve and Tony and Greg, and we were all conversing for the longest time together. And, and of course, spending time with you guys. Individually, it was wonderful. As a group, it was more than I could have dreamed of. That was priceless.
Yeah.
Alternated dinner tables. Too.
Let's
it really is amazing. What we've to recap kind of what we've done. We compared the pros and the cons of Disney Disney cruise compared to others, or even one Disney ship to another, and all that. Ultimately, we all love it. We're all going back again, and we all know what we're getting into. If we spend a little extra, maybe we're spending a little extra and getting a little less back in comparison to maybe another cruise line or whatever. But ultimately, it was all still so much fun. Every single moment, I cherished every single moment, no matter what we were doing. It was fun, whether we're eating ice cream on deck 11 together. Even Tammy said that. She was like, we talked about the lack of nighttime entertainment sometimes, and she's like, I was happy just hanging out with everybody, having ice cream and pizza at midnight. And I was like, that's true. We just find more time together. But the people piece was amazing. We could not have gotten along any better than we all did. It was perfect. And I had wondered how that might all go, where we all are different in a sense that we all have different schedules. I know we were all going to get a little bit of different times and maybe peel off at certain times. I was hoping somebody wouldn't get frustrated that, they were left behind or this, that. We all planned on doing everything together, and when it didn't come together, we were fine. Just, hey, we'll meet up. We'll see you soon. Hey, I'm over here. Or now and then I'd go in the chat and say, roll call, where's everybody at? Just to kind of know we're over here doing this. And we had no problem just melding back together whenever we did. And I think that was the favorite part for all of us.
And every morning we did a little knock on our next door neighbors, got them up. Wake up call, time for breakfast.
Yes.
So we showed some of what we bought. Corey showed some of what they bought, and we talked about it.
Sweatshirt. Oh, it's over there.
Sharon, what did you buy on this Disney cruise?
Well, I bought some T-shirts and I bought a sweatshirt. And I didn't buy a lot. I bought a swim shirt on Castaway Cay. Everything is in the laundry right now, so I have to wash it all.
But you bought something that doesn't fit in the laundry.
What did I buy? I don't remember.
What was your stuffy too?
I don't remember what I bought. Oh, yes, I remember what I bought because I had an hour-long phone call about the contract before we did this. I bought a DVC membership.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So Sharon had not become annual pass holder.
She spent the most.
Yeah, she spent the most. She wasn't an annual pass holder before this. She hadn't been at Disney parks since when? 2009, was it?
No, my son reminded me it was 2000.
Hadn't been in Disney parks since 2000. Goes on her first Disney cruise
to Disney
and buys DVC on the cruise. How about that?
Yeah. Yes.
That's pretty amazing.
And she said, I'll listen to the spiel, but I am not buying anything.
Yeah. But you know what? There were a lot of, I won't go into it now, but there's a lot of reasons why it made sense to buy it. So, I'm happy with the decision. I'm financing, so it's not like I plunked down the whole balance right now.
Yeah.
And I could pay it off at any time if I choose to. So probably not going to do that anytime soon. But,
Well, we will have to have a DVC show soon so we can kind of talk about DVC. So, I was very happy to hear that. And she totally surprised us all. I sat down and I was like, oh, what did you do today? And she was like, oh, I bought DVC. I'm sorry, what?
What?
Yeah.
Okay. Can we talk about this? Because this thing is blowing up, you guys. So I think it was Brittany and Jill. They went out and they're like, oh my gosh, we bought the towel animals. Let me know if you guys want it. I'm like, what are you talking about? All right, I don't want that. And then Greg was like, we got to get the towel animals. Oh my God, we got to get the towel animals. We got to get, he bought 2. It was 2 per stateroom. And I was like, what are these towel animals? So we get there. Cutest thing you have ever seen. Isn't it adorable? It's a little stuffed animal that looks like the towel animals that they put in your stateroom Which, by the way, I was actually kind of upset that they didn't make this towel animal in our room. But everybody wants them. Like, people are in the Disney Cruise Line group that I'm a part of. People are talking like, "Hey, where can I find this? Is this available on the Wish?" I went on the Wish and they didn't have them at all. Can someone get on the ship and buy one and send them to me? People are freaking out about these little towel guys. So if you get on a Disney cruise and you find it, just buy it. It's super soft. It's like it feels like a towel, but it's got a little Disney Cruise Line thing on it.
We have
yeah, we picked one up too. Jill was the first one to buy it that I saw, and she's like, "This is the one thing I really wanted." And there's Tammy delivering some fish extender items. And Jill was sitting next to Pepe's door, the Muppet, during the Muppet scavenger hunt that we did. But yeah, that little towel animal is quite the thing, quite the rage on the internet. So I was just like, well, I don't usually follow those things, but I'm like, you know what? I might as well just pick one up then. So.
I didn't either. It wasn't until I got home that I was like, whoa, this thing is that I should have bought two. I just saw it and I was like, oh, it's so cute. I think I will get one.
Jacob feels like they did sell out on the cruise. He feels like he didn't see them a couple days later.
Okay, so they had a whole bunch that first night. It was like a pile.
Yeah, they had a whole bunch.
And then you could tell that it was like dwindling throughout the days. But then on the last day, I did see it was like either one or two sitting there. Because I was looking back there because that's where they had the little surprise toys that we all got so many of. And I do remember seeing like one or two of these guys just sitting back there.
We all went a little crazy with the mystery boxes.
Yeah,
for the ships.
Mystery boxes.
I actually really like.
Fantasy was one of them.
I know you guys kind of got the what is it, the bad end of the stick,
short end
of the stick, with the lookout key ones. But
so Junkanoo is what the culture or style is over there at Lookout Key, and you saw some pictures of the dancers and all that, the performers and how they dressed, and the shirt I just showed a minute ago is also the Disney characters, the Fab Five or whatever in the Junkanoo outfits, and they had these to take pictures in front of, and they also had these in mystery blind boxes. Okay. So I bought two, and Jacob bought two. And the first three we opened were all Donald. So luckily, I'm thankful that Catherine traded me a Goofy for a Donald. So now we just have two Donalds. So if we do go back to Lookout Key, we can go ahead and trade them. And the thing is, right, we realized you should open them on the island because one thing the islands do and Disney does on the ships, or at least the Fantasy, is they will trade for guests. So when we were buying, I call them the stacks, when we were buying the mystery boxes of the stacks, we did open those in the store because there were 3 on the back shelf, and we asked the cast member what that was, and she said, oh, these are guests that want to make trades. And we'd say, oh, what are they looking for? So if you had what one of them was looking for and you wanted what they had, you could trade it, and the cast member will trade it for you, and the guest will come pick it up at a later time.
I think he did do that. Greg did that for Eve. No, she ended up keeping them because she wanted to give one to her brother.
Oh yeah, that's right. So let's do. Unless you have something else, Corey, I was going to do final thoughts from everybody.
No, we can definitely wrap it up.
What about the Muppets? The scavenger hunt. Are you going to talk about that?
Do you have that a little bit in your vlog coming up? The Muppet.
What part?
The just the scavenger hunt. How we started?
No.
Okay.
I started out wanting to do it and started, but I didn't think it was going to be up to quality. It was too loud around us.
It was loud.
We wouldn't have picked up very good audio on that. So we had a big group with us. So
yeah.
So if anything, if we had a quieter atmosphere and it was just literally like you and me or something, just kind of focusing on filming it, then I think it would have been great. But so we don't have any footage of that really.
Got it. So there's 3 scavenger hunts you can do on ship. The kids like them. There's no prize. It's a free. This is how I always equate it. If there's a free scavenger hunt, there's no prize, right? The ones that you do at Epcot that you pay 4, you're going to get a prize at the end because you're paying for it. So there are 3. One is 101 Dalmatians, one is Muppets, and one is Mickey and Friends. We did the Muppets one, which I thought was really cool. Brittany ended up figuring it out totally. I was so lost on how she figured out the
I know. I asked her and I still don't remember.
Yeah,
I still didn't realize how she figured it out.
She just did really well. So, but we had fun. It was, a little fun thing to do. As long as you start it during the daytime, I think up until 10 o'clock or whatever, you could still do it at 12, 1 o'clock in the morning or whatever. The things that you have to do still work at that time. Mm-hmm. But we did it. I mean, there were a lot of us, like he said, and there were a lot of people doing it because it was the last day and it was a day at sea, which is normally when people do that. Yeah. How long would you say it took us?
What do you think? I think without looking at the clock, it felt like a couple of hours at least. Like we killed some time.
Yeah.
There were still people doing it the morning we were disembarking.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
There's people still doing it. I guess they hadn't finished it and they wanted to.
Yeah, you had to go. They sent you back to certain areas for sure. But we did cut some corners. We took photos of like a bulletin board and Pepe's door. And so instead of going all the way back to that deck, because you do go from one deck to the other, we didn't have to do that because we had photos of it. So that was pretty cool.
That was good.
So knowing what I know, I would probably suggest doing that early in the morning or doing it later in the evening.
Yeah. Yeah.
Less people 100%. And more quiet.
So let's start.
Pepe's door that Corey mentioned.
Yeah, so when Joe was standing next to.
Finley was standing there. You can see the size difference there.
It basically looks like the stateroom door. For Pepe.
Yeah.
From the Muppets.
And there are clues on it, which I'm assuming is why it exists. So let's do final thoughts on the overall experience, the overall vacation, Tammy.
Overall thoughts on the whole vacation experience.
It was great. I love it. To be with, like you said, all of our family and friends. I do it again. Disney or Royal.
Got it. What about you?
And Corey? I think we're going to mix that up too between Royal and like we're going to do the placeholder as well. And if anybody doesn't know, you don't have to book it right off the ship. You do have 7 days to do it.
Oh, okay.
So we are going to book ours as well. And Tammy's thought is, hey, if we find out there's a better deal on Royal next summer and everybody wants to jump in, we'll do that. But if Disney's close, we'll do that. And if it isn't, then maybe we just push the Disney cruise to the following summer. So because you have 2 years to use it. So kind of have that in the bank. It sounds like you guys are going to do way more, so maybe you'll jump in on one of those. Would you ever consider a Royal where you're considering so many Disney ones to give that a try?
I looked at all of them recently.
I want to try Norwegian. My best friend went on a Norwegian cruise and she loved it. It was like a solo cruise. She was by herself and she had an amazing time.
Yeah, I looked at them recently. So yeah, I would do any of them. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that this is something that I'll probably speak for Tammy and Jacob too, and probably for Jill too, is that I would love to keep this going on an annual basis because just being with all the people who we consider family was just amazing. And if I say if, but it's very likely we're doing it next summer again. Other people in the LID community feel free to say, hey, I want to come too, jump on board and you can join us. And I just liked how it flowed, like I said, with us as a group as well. It wasn't that, you could do what you want, but you were welcome to do whatever you wanted with others.
I'm surprised that Greg said that.
It was a large group and it didn't matter.
Even the final night, where they did something great, which was the greatest movie of all time, The Empire Strikes Back, playing on the Funnel Vision on deck 11 at 10:15 at night.
You sent me a message in our group chat saying, where are you? And I was packing up a little bit. I expected to go up and just see like you and Jake up there. But no, Catherine, Lawrence, Jay. I was like, what? You guys are all up there just
front row and center watching that movie.
Yeah, and we all feasted on pizza when we wanted to late at night, and ice cream. And Catherine was funny. Catherine was sitting on the opposite end, and
Greg.
Lawrence had shown up. And maybe what, a half hour later, she's like, "Where is Lawrence?"
No,
and Tammy's like,
Greg,
"He's been sitting here
no, Greg
on the other end of the row."
Like, where's Lawrence? Is he gonna come over? And I was like, I mean, I guess he's watching the movie because he just texted me. And then I don't know if he turned or he just looked over and he saw him sitting there, and both of us were like, where did he come from? Apparently he'd been sitting like you said for half an hour, and Greg and I were either so into the movie. I was playing a game.
That's right. Greg was up there too.
Yeah, that
Yes,
we didn't
yes,
even know
Greg
him.
wanted to see it too. And it was just so awesome to watch my favorite movie of all time in the middle of the ocean, you know, with the swirling lights of the aqueduct and all that. It was that was a once in a lifetime experience, I think. Oh, and we can to wrap it up for me, we didn't mention this. The ice cream, the free ice cream was great. They had banana, mango, pineapple, coconut, and we just kept going and going and going.
Got one.
I think that Greg said his daughter Eve, did she say she had like 30 or 40 cones?
She was double fisting.
Yeah, she went.
She had a vanilla in one hand.
But right
and
here,
chocolate in
Sweet
the
on
other.
You. If anybody hasn't tried it, Sweet on You is a Mickey Shorts themed ice cream shop.
So
And
good.
We got ice cream there, or gelato, just before Empire Strikes Back, and they have so many flavors. It's amazing, and I think the price is great. It was like $6.50 for 3 scoops.
Yeah, Greg, thanks for giving me ice cream.
That's
there.
cheaper
I
than
owe
Salt
you.
and Straw. So, and it was so flavorful, you know, flavors like Candy Explosion and things like that. You know, Jay got some baby Oreos on top, so I did too. I'll go back there again more than once next time.
I didn't get to go.
It was called something different on the Dream. What was it called?
Vanilla Beast.
And it was
okay.
themed to Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah. Corey forgot to mention the mint. Mint was on the last day.
Oh, geez, mint was my favorite.
Man, I don't know. I might have rivaled Eve in how many cones of that I got.
I'm surprised. I don't like soft serve ice cream. I'm more of a gelato and like a fruity ice cream type of thing. I wish I had tried it. I didn't have any of it. Even the mango one, which I love, I didn't have any of it.
No, it's funny. I told Jacob, I don't normally if I have ice cream, it's not in a cone. I don't go out to the ice cream truck or whatever and get an ice cream cone. I certainly did that day or this trip. I don't know what it is.
Now, do you remember everybody before we went saying we're all going to order all these Mickey bars? And you know what? I had not one Mickey bar.
I didn't either.
Ice cream
Neither
clothes.
did I.
They were
How
so
much
good.
did I talk about that?
Eve had
I
enough
never
for
had
all
a
of us.
single one. I just couldn't get to it. There was too much food and too many other sweets.
Yes.
I never got to it. But we did have Mickey bars the night we got off the ship.
At home.
At Animal Kingdom.
That's the thing too with Mickey bars is with Royal, you don't get room service. With Disney, you do get room service. But I think it was Greg ordered a Mickey bar for Eve, and it took like 40 to 45 minutes for that. So.
And so, Sharon, what's your final thoughts on the cruise?
I thought it was wonderful, and it was because of not just the Disney experience, but it was all of you guys interacting with you. I was a little nervous, going there because, I never had met you all in person, and I wasn't sure how we would all meld in person, but it just
crazy people
flowed. Everything just felt so natural, and I feel like all of us strengthened our bonds on the show.
You're 100% right.
For that, I'm very grateful. And I would do another cruise, whether it's Royal or Disney. Yeah, I'm up for it.
She's DVC now, so yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
She gets all the perks.
Yeah, and she has DVC now, so in 2027 we'll see more of Sharon in the parks.
Yes.
Can't wait.
And what about you?
It was great. Loved it. Can't wait to do it again. Meet us on the Believe next year for their maiden voyage. Yes, thank you.
He's shaking his head. Well, let's be in tune. Let's see what the deal is on that bad boy, and
Yeah.
I would love to go on an inaugural cruise.
Yeah.
You
You
get
get so
never
much
stayed in that room.
Yeah.
And all that.
Gonna cost you a penny.
That would be amazing, Diz, for sure.
And now we're all Castaway Club members.
Yes, I was looking at that. We got some little benefits. We can
Yeah.
book a little sooner than others, and they got that bag for going on their second cruise, which was nice.
You used to get
Yeah.
some kind of gold lanyard or something.
Yeah.
By the way, it's only one per cabin.
Yeah.
So even though there were 3 of us,
Yeah, I did see that.
it is one per cabin.
Still
So
nice, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The lanyards are based on your level. So I'm a silver. So we all got silver lanyards. So that you get one per person. The bag is one per stateroom, or the gift is one per stateroom. But we're silver, so you got silver lanyards. If you're gold, you get gold.
Yeah, and
So,
after your 4th
it was
cruise,
your
I was
second.
looking today. Yeah, so when you go on your 5th, that's when you go from silver to gold.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
Yeah, so you
got a long way to go for everybody, but we're going to work on it. Apparently, I'm going on the Believe, I guess.
Yeah, Joe Walkbrett says the Believe will probably be a short cruise for the inaugural and expensive.
Yeah, pretty much. But we'll see what happens.
oh my gosh, Denise, she said I have to start sewing the shirts early. Shh, don't tell them, it's a secret.
That's what I'm thinking. Start taking orders now.
Start now.
Oh, there is the website that I get like the custom fabric from. They are currently selling Disney Cruise Line themed fabric. Those are $26.
Let me ask you this. We know that no shirts feel like Roosevelt's. Do you have an opportunity to make shirts with that, or is that like their own thing?
Okay, so that is something that I did talk to Lawrence about. They have a different fabric that's like whatever that wishy fabric is called.
It's so soft and stretchy.
Yeah. It doesn't stretch, does it?
Oh yeah, Roosevelt's kind of stretch.
It has more give to it.
So I was planning on ordering just like something of that fabric. Oh, Greg. I was planning on ordering something of that fabric to see if it was comparable to the Roosevelt's fabric or feel. Just because I know that it's breathable and it's thin and it does have more of that Hawaiian shirt feel to it, but I just haven't gotten a chance to order it. And like I said, that's the custom fabric, and the fabric that I got for you guys it was like $12 a yard. This one is $26 a yard.
Big difference.
Much pricier.
But we love them. You're an amazing seamstress.
So it is a lot more pricey. And so it's kind of like, what do I really want to get? And I want to, because I don't get to feel the fabric beforehand.
Yeah.
So I got to get something.
Like Greg said, he says, we'll pay you the difference.
So
one last thing I'll say, which means nothing, but I thought it was kind of funny and cool, is I come out of the hallway of where we were staying on deck 2. I burst out of there, and I'm in mid recording of telling everybody hello and welcome to day 2 or whatever it was, day 3 on the Fantasy, and I'm talking away at the camera, and I look over to my right, and who pops out from the right side down the hall is Catherine, and like the lobby's dead. It's like, what was it, 7:30 in the morning, and she's like, oh hey, and I'm like, oh hey.
He gave me the finger. He was like,
Catherine and I ended up at breakfast together, unplanned.
He was recording. He was like,
yeah, I was like, wait a minute, I'm talking. But Catherine and I,
and then I was like, let's go have breakfast
together and had a great breakfast. We ordered a bunch of stuff, and
so much stuff.
did I vlog that? I don't even know if I vlogged that one. And Jay joined us eventually, so
I think
we had a nice
did
breakfast.
a little bit. He did join us, and we had a great old time. We're like, hey, come on down for breakfast, and everybody was like,
yeah. So we enjoyed a great breakfast in the Royal Court.
yeah, I said I'll see you at lunch.
Yeah.
For me, I think it was great. I think what really made it, being there with my whole family, it was Jay's first time, on a cruise. I know that Mom, if she's still watching, they have talked about being on a cruise. So hopefully at some point we'll get them on a cruise. But then to meet, just like Sharon and Tammy said, getting to hang out with people that we consider very close friends and family on a very different level. I mean, I've hung out with Corey in the parks, but we're running from attraction to attraction. We're streaming. Sometimes both of us are streaming, and we're kind of going in different ways, and we're covering the parade from this section or that section. And so this time it was way more chill, way more relaxed. And I think we got a chance to experience a lot of different things than we normally do. And I think that was a big key to it all. You know, being able to run a 5K together, or walk a 5K, or in Steve's case, a 10K.
Smell up like a balloon during it.
You know, snorkel for the first time.
In a scary mask.
I was up on deck 11. We were chilling out after an island day, and Jay comes over, which is Lawrence's son. He's like, "Oh, I just came up from deck 12." I'm like, "What'd you do?" He's like, "There's all kinds of goofy sports up there." I'm like, "Oh, all right. We're just hanging out here. I want something to do." I'm like, "Let's go check it out." He's like, "Okay." We went up there. Before you know it, Jay and I were having an intense mini golf course match up there, and right over the edge, you can see. I can't remember if it was Castaway at that point or Lookout, but just looking over at the beautiful, blue waters and all that in between taking shots. And then he and I went and shot baskets on the basketball court for like 45 minutes. And then Lawrence just comes, wandering by at some point, met up with us. So even those spontaneous things were a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I was sitting there waiting online to get her hair braided. And I just happened to look up at the aqueduct going by, and I go, "Oh, there's Jacob and Corey in the aqueduct."
Oh, you saw us.
Yeah. So,
I got my hair braided. I feel I'm going to do this style after every, like on the last day of every Disney cruise. I just feel like it's like a fun little reminder of being on the cruise. Finley got her hair braided for the first time. Well, not for the first time, but on the cruise for the first time. And she picked out which braids she wanted. She didn't want to sit there for too long, so she just picked out 2 regular braids, and she looks so cute, guys.
So
I get my hair braided too. Yes, for sure.
You should have it. It really wouldn't have taken long. She's pretty fast.
It's been really quick.
Yeah, really quick.
It was great.
Alicia was talking about batteries. I'll tell one really fast story. Drama behind the scenes. We got into position. Everything was going well, getting ready for the sail away party to go stream that live. And I just panicked. I looked in my bag for the streaming phone, and I didn't feel it in the bag. I thought I looked everywhere. I said to Tammy, "I have 9 minutes to get downstairs and come back up before we're supposed to go live." And I sprinted down 10 floors and sprinted back up. I got there. I dumped everything I could find, everything where I think the phone possibly could have been, onto the bed, and nothing's there. And at that point, I'm like, okay, if I leave now without it, this is it. It's sink or swim. So ran back up there, and I thought it's got to be in the back pouch. I look in the back pouch. There's the phone. I strap it in. We go live just before the show starts, and we're good to go. But boy, was I sweating that one out. I was like, "Oh my gosh, everybody's waiting. I promised everybody the sail away party. This may not happen."
Where's the phone?
Of course, I was thinking of alternates. I'm like, I'm gonna have to go live on the iPhone and go Streamlabs. You know, we would have found a way.
That's right. We find a way. And then I had to remind him that he needed to end the stream soon because he was about to lose Wi-Fi signal and data, or else the stream would have still been going until he got home.
We tried to go inside, and I just warned everybody. I said, "We'll try to give you a little bit of tour, but if signal goes bad, we're just gonna have to come on out and end the stream." So that's when you and I met up, and you told me that.
Yeah. So he will need that streaming phone this weekend. Where are you going to be?
I think we'll go to Hollywood Studios. Jacob doesn't want to go right back, to quote him, "I don't want to go right back into the chaos of Magic Kingdom."
Okay.
I'd like to ease into the parks since we've had such a relaxing time. So
nice.
We'll do some Hollywood Studios.
Good.
And also look forward to day one, the day one vlog when we all boarded the Fantasy. That will debut tomorrow. I just haven't decided what time, so check for notifications. Not sure if I want to do 3, 4, 5, or 6. at night. I'll get Lawrence's opinion on that too, but it will debut tomorrow. So would love to see you all there. I'll probably do it. Maybe I'll do it at about 5:30 or so. That way I can be in chat. I should be home, and we can enjoy it all in chat. I think the runtime, I can't remember, the runtime is over 30 minutes, I think, or just about, give or take. So it's a good sized vlog for us.
All right. So we'll have the vlog for day 1 on the fantasy. That'll be tomorrow on Living in Diz. Thursday, I will be live with the Monorail Report. Got a bunch of news that happened while we were away. The news didn't stop while we were out in the middle of the ocean.
What?
No, I know. And then Corey will be at Hollywood Studios on Saturday.
38 minutes.
Saturday evening, I will be live doing live commentary for D23 as it's happening. So look for that. So that'll be a good show. And then next Tuesdays we are back week after week here until maybe October. So next weekend, next Tuesday, what is our topic? Oh, D23 recap. So we're going to recap D23 next week. The following week, we've got food and wine preview. So that's going to be a good one. I think Corey, I hear he likes food. So that should be a good episode. And then we've got
always one of my favorites.
Couple fun ones coming up. Men of Main Street podcast joining us, and a few other good topics coming up. So be sure to tune in to us every weekend or every week at 6:30 on Tuesdays.
Yeah, thank you for allowing us to step away for a little bit for August and July, where we warned you that we'd be away for quite a bit due to vacation times and things like that. But we should be back full schedule through the year.
Yep.
Maybe here and there you might get a moment that we and a Tuesday where we can't do it, but it's pretty much the full schedule, I think, for the rest of the way.
Yeah, that's the plan. So thank you all for joining us. Sharon, I want to thank you. Catherine and Tammy, thank you both for joining us as well. Appreciate everything that you have added to the show and to the vacation and to the shirts. You guys are really schemers.
Tammy, Tony, and I, we were behind the scenes, you guys.
Just scheming out there. So that was fun. That was fun. All right. Go ahead, Corey. I'll let you end it.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for participating with us in our virtual live studio audience. And everyone, we thank everyone who listens to us at later times on all the platforms where major podcasts are available. And for now, we want to thank our wonderful and beautiful wives for joining us tonight. It was amazing. We thank you all so much for doing that. I don't know if I'm getting any kind of dinner tonight at this point, but
can you order pizza again?
Okay, salad it is.
We're just a little off. I went grocery shopping today, so we're
Just
getting back into things slowly here.
Yeah, slowly crawling back into real life. I go back to work tomorrow. Did you work today, Lawrence?
I did. It felt so weird.
I did too.
I'm back
I spent the entire day just reading emails.
I don't know about anybody else, but I'm still.
I did discover that, at least for this cruise, I didn't need anything to help me with the rocking and the swaying, so I'm happy about that.
That's good.
A guy who can't go on teacups and spin.
He didn't talk about deck 2 though. The loud.
Oh, I'll say one other quick thing. Deck 2, I would not stay on deck 2 again. I'd rather go up to 6 or 7, because we heard everything in the morning, whether it was the anchor, the ropes, whatever it was, you heard it all right through the floor. So
I could have told you that.
Not a good place to stay. So we learned about that. But for now,
midship, 6 or 7 midship.
Yep. From now on,
6 or 7.
From now on, yes, 6, 7, 6, 7. All right, everyone. We appreciate you all. We love you all. Don't forget to watch tomorrow night for the debut of day 1 on the fantasy with us and all of our extended family. Like I said, Lawrence is live, like he said, doing the monorail report on Thursday. I think maybe you said.
Yep.
And we'll be live in the parks, back in the parks on Saturdays at Hollywood Studios. So for now, we're just a bunch of bros. We're a couple of bros talking Disney.
We're bros
Good night,
too.
everyone.
Good night, everybody.